Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Thursday, December 15th. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge. Expect cloudy skies with a high of 61. Coming up on OTB, Chef Michael Johnson joins the show at 9:15 for Munchies, and we preview the weekend in sports. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's up, y'all? What's going on? How about it, boys? Do you smell that? Well, I sound a little stuffed up, so I can't actually smell that well. But it doesn't sound like anyone can smell that well in here right now. But what I'm sensing is the weekend. It's almost here. Not your weekend, Danny, that you paid to go see Front Row in LA just a few months ago. No, the actual weekend where time is your own, the world is your oyster, there is fun and parties to be had and no work to be done. You can see it peeking right around the corner. And so we'll start to celebrate it a little bit today. Holiday weekends are the best weekends, especially when you get a little cold weather during the Christmas season, which we now have. Now, I don't want to approach this too lightly, obviously, the weather, because yesterday there were some really sad images coming out of the Arab in the West Bank. Over in New Orleans. And so and thoughts and prayers to everybody who was affected by these storms yesterday. And here's to hoping that, I don't know. I don't know how you managed at this time of year through all of that. But here's hoping that communities can rally together and help those in need during this Christmas season. Coming up on, man, my voice is just shot. I don't know what this, coming up on today's show, though, we got a lot to get to, okay? I want to talk about the New Orleans Saints' final stand. As, look, when things are bad, you know it's still good beating the Falcons, right? It's like, let's say you were down on your luck and you suddenly found yourself jobless and homeless. It's an awful situation. Somebody stops and gives you $5 or $10. It's not going to solve your situation. But you know what, Mario? You're going to get a burger. And that's going to make you feel a little better for a little bit, okay? This is your burger this Sunday in the Dome against those crappy Falcons. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Some more LSU transfer portal news. I want to talk about 2024 college football, as it looks like we could be looking at a completely different game in just a couple of years. And, of course, we have Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson and some other topics. But let's start with the New Orleans Saints, because, like I said, this is an awful season, a lost season for both these Saints and the Falcons, maybe even more so the Saints not having a first-round pick. But if we think back, Jake, you know, a lot of times during the holidays, what do you get? You get nostalgic. You start to think about memories and where you came from, what you knew growing up. And for many of you listening who are older than I am, and people my age may remember some of this, for decades, for the 60s, late 60s, 70s, 80s, most of the 90s, the New Orleans Saints and Falcons, it was tradition for them to be completely irrelevant to the NFL as a whole, to not be threatening the playoffs, to not mean anything in the NFL, but to battle each other tooth and nail with every bit of passion, energy, and fight that they had. It's like those old bum fight videos that used to be on the early internet. Like, that was the Saints and Falcons rivalry for decades, and that's what it is once again. And so, no, I don't care about, actually, if you win this game, you're going to be back in it for the NFC South. I don't care about winning the division. I don't care about making the playoffs. All I care about is beating the Atlanta Falcons, because life may suck right now, but it can suck a little less if you manage to sweep the Falcons this year. And if you're Dennis Allen, like the same way that A&M game meant nothing for LSU's overall season, but you're seeing the subsequent fallout, there would be no questions about Jaden Daniels or anything had you gone out and just beaten Texas A&M. Well, this is an even bigger situation. Dennis Allen, nobody's going to suddenly be super over the moon with you if you win, but I'll be damned if you lose to a Falcons team starting Desmond Ridder, a rookie. You're a defensive guy starting a rookie in his first ever start. If you lose that game, that will be the straw that breaks the proverbial camel's back. So, it's an awful year, but again, what feels good? Beating your arch rival not once, but twice in a year, and you have a golden opportunity, Jake, to do it at home this Sunday.
You do have a golden opportunity, but you also have exactly what you're talking about, T. If you don't get it done, it's like, oh, my God. You just lost to a Falcons team with a quarterback playing his first snaps in your own building, and you said it perfectly. You're a defensive guy. You cannot allow that to happen, and it doesn't get much easier after this. You have to go on the road to Cleveland. You're not exactly sure where Cleveland's at right now, which team you're going to get.
It's in Ohio.
What?
You said you're not exactly sure where Cleveland's at. It's in Ohio.
Oh, dang it, Bobby.
I forgot what I was going to say.
I liked it, but it was too long of a pause for me to not hit it.
I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. It popped it. It was no filter brain to mouth. You're not exactly sure where Cleveland's at right now.
Right. I was so confused.
I know.
I was like, yeah, hi. I'm like, yeah, I said the game's in Cleveland. And then you have to go on the road to Philly.
I apologize.
So that's
get back in the flow.
No, you got it. I'm lost.
Okay, well then let me give you another prompt here then. Now, you were never part of it. You were never part of like a truly lost NFL team though, right?
Mm-mm.
So I don't know then if you but maybe you had teammates that were.
I mean, we could have been lost at the 4-8 year I always talk about, but
yeah, but y'all managed to finish, right?
Found a way, yeah.
Which okay, maybe that even then is some sort of hope. If you want to go that far with your hope, maybe then you can gain from Jake's own experience there. But I'm sure you've had teammates who've gone through this. And look, on the college level, especially, maybe this changes a bit more as it becomes more professionalized, but especially in the recent eras, what college football has always been, Jake, players live and die on these rivalry games.
Right.
Fans in the NFL live and die on these rivalry games. How much do they mean to the players?
A lot.
Like, do you think that these Saints players, even in this year bad, do they want to beat the Falcons as badly as the fan base wants them to?
I think so. At least for me, in my careers, like if we played the Raiders, we wanted to mess them up.
Yeah.
Like it was a real deal. Like no matter where we were, if we were at their place, certainly in the Oakland Coliseum and the Black Hole and all of that. But also, like, if we played them in San Diego, they had a large portion of the stadium as well. Like, so it was an intense environment because they were the L.A. Raiders, obviously, and so they still had a huge fan base there in Southern California. But you felt it. It was college-like. You didn't like the Raiders. They didn't like you. And it's kind of still that way. And it was like that for other teams in the West, but certainly the Raiders. Actually, both places I played, like the Raiders were the team that you kind of got up for a little bit. It was like your juice that weekend.
They were just the most hated AFC West team over any of the. Was it as simple as they made you play in a baseball field, like in a crappy dirt baseball field, and that just makes you angry?
Yeah, in the year of our Lord, like 2008. Like, why are we playing on a baseball field?
In the U.S.'s most successful and rich professional league.
Yes. And one of the franchises has been around the longest. And we used to have to, like, change our cleats. Like, we used to have to go, like, to the old Ball Sharks because if you had on, like, the cleats that at that time that everybody wore, like, you would slip around all around the infield. And that dirt was as hard as concrete because so at that, like, the A's are Bush League as well. But, like, they didn't really get it ready for a football. God, it's so bad. I forgot about that. It hurt like hell, too.
It's funny how quickly our minds can change because seeing this picture, and if you're listening on the radio, we're looking at a picture of the Oakland Coliseum with the diamond right there on the 50, the infield stretching from 20 to 20. That is that feels kind of beyond. It feels kind of beyond comprehension. Like it feels beyond the pale that could exist in the country's most successful sports league. But that's the Raiders. That's Oakland. But the point of all this is...
Our stadium used to be a baseball stadium, the Murph, but I never played in it because Petco was built.
And so, but the point of all of this is simply that you do believe that the players want this very badly, that in this lost year they're not checked out and that they know what's on the line and that they desperately... I mean, I know Cam Jordan does. There's nothing Cam Jordan loves more than beating the Atlanta Falcons. You do believe, though, that they will be amply motivated to protect the Dome and win at home on Sunday.
As much as you can be. I know 4-9's tough. but it's a little bit different. So 4-9 in the NFL is completely different than if you were, 3-8 in college, because like in college, it's over. Now that might change now with the transfer portal and getting in it and having value, but for the most part, so for the most part, it's like, okay, well, our season's done. I'm going to be here next year anyways, and I want to be motivated, but I'm not really. In the NFL, you're playing for your job every single week.
Yes.
So if you go out there half-stepping, like, it's not like college where you're guaranteed to be back there. They will cut you. You won't have, and you're putting bad tape out there. So when you're a free agent, they're like, oh, when times get tough, this is what you put on tape. So there is a different motivation in the NFL compared to college. Like, the Saints probably have 5 players that could kind of get away with whatever they want. The Falcons, hell, they might have 2. I mean, I can't name them, but they might have 2. So it's a little bit different. Like, the motivation part of it isn't something you have to really worry about. If you have a team that's quitting, like the Raiders did much of the 2000s, like, you're just a bad franchise, and you're going to have a roster that just turns over every single year with 35 new players.
Well, and the Raiders this year look like they could be potentially quitting as well. If you've heard us reference Desmond Ridder starting, that was a decision that was made during the bye week for Atlanta, that they would give the rookie his first start. Remember, Desmond Ridder, the Cincinnati quarterback under Mike Denbrock with the Bearcats, and they made the playoff. Have you seen some of the Marcus Mariota drama? This is kind of wild. Now they're trying, it looks like, to cover it up by saying now that he's having season-ending knee surgery for a knee issue, though he has not been listed on a single injury report the entire year. But reportedly, Marcus Mariota was told he wasn't going to start, Jake, and he just walked away from the team. He just said, I'm taking a break. I'm stepping right. He's a man who got a $4 million signing bonus from the Falcons this year with a salary over $1 million. You got to be real comfortable about your situation to not stick around and finish everything out just because you were not named starter.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's at any level.
I mean,
you
Dan,
can't. You can be mad. It's the Giarrania stuff.
Yeah.
Like the same thing we talked about yesterday. Like, you can be upset and you can have bad body language. I've been there. You've been there. We've all been there. Jay Cutler lives with bad body language.
Yeah, always shooting strays.
But like, you can't leave.
No.
Especially if you're the quarterback.
Peace
like,
out.
You have to be in the building. Like, if you would have played well and if you would have done the things that you needed to do, you'd still be what? You'd still be the starter.
Yeah.
Right? And you'd make it difficult. Now, Ridder, they drafted him. Not high enough for him to be inserted just because.
Yeah.
But they want to get a look at him.
This is a good point.
Your season's kind of over right now, even though you're in a bad South. Like, the Panthers are playing better than you. The Bucs are playing better than you. So you got to swallow a hard pill to swallow, and you got to be in the building. Or you got to get that money back. They will go to court. The NFL will go to court over some small amount of money.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
out of principle.
Exactly. And so that's what where I get is to being real comfortable. Like, you got to be real comfortable financially with where you're at.
I mean, I'll give you an example. So,
and that signing bonus.
So one of my last year in the NFL, I was kind of teeter-tottering a little bit. Like, do I still want to play? Is this what I want to do? And I had a signing bonus of $65,000.
Damn, not even $4 million.
Right. So just tiny amount of money.
So what year
in the NFL.
This was the league?
6.
Okay, so this is kind of equivalent to my $308 signing bonus. Just extrapolated into being a 6-year vet.
But you like 6, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No,
yes.
it's like the equivalent of
my rookie
like
signing bonus
$300
was way more.
Yeah.
So I'm on a 1-year contract, and honestly, my agent's like, look, they don't even have to offer you a signing bonus. And it's like, here's a bone. And I was like, and I was talking to my agent. I'm like, man, this isn't very fun anymore. He's like, look, I get it. If you want me to like handle everything, like, you don't have to do this. He's like, now you got to get back to $65,000. I'm like, yeah. And he goes, because he said they'll come after you for $65,000. And I'm like, well, yeah. And like, I'm like, well, they should. I mean, I signed for a service, but that's my example. Like, $65,000, they're gonna come for their money.
Yeah. And Marcus Mariota is gonna have to give it back, I suppose, unless they do manage to smooth it over under the guise of a knee injury. But look, it's a rookie quarterback, Desmond Ridder, who wasn't thought to be the premier of the class. They may end up being very good, right? But Dennis Allen, you're a defensive guy. There's no excuse. Maybe one of the excuses would be the injury report, which is laughable at this point. as I guess it didn't get printed on the page, but Nick Underhill had it in a tweet, Dan. If you want to look at it, it is hilarious. The Saints have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 players listed on their injury report. The Falcons have 2. One of them being Marcus Mariota. But look, a lot of that's limited, so a lot of those guys are going to play. You mentioned a bad NFC South. Last thing before we move on here. The NFC South, Jake, is doing some Sickos Committee NFL edition stuff, or has the potential to. As Roger Sherman yesterday pointed out on Twitter, and it's quite easy how you arrive here, it's actually mathematically possible that every single team in the NFC South finish 6-11. Every single team, which is hard to do at the beginning of a year, but at this point, every single team finished 6-11. It's very simple. It would require the South losing their 6 remaining non-divisional games, of which will be underdogs in 4, as Sherman points out. It would require the Panthers and Falcons both beating the Bucs, and then the Panthers and Falcons both losing to the Saints. None of that sounds that ridiculous. And if that happens, the Carolina Panthers will win the division with every single team being 6-11. You are the Big Ten West. I guess the question is, can you manage to be Purdue? I don't care about any of that. I really don't care about the division. I just thought that was funny. All I care about is beating the Falcons. Beat your rival and add some modicum of a silver lining to this garbage year. It is Dennis Allen's final stand. If you lose this game, make no mistake, that's a wrap. I believe that. I'm not saying that from any inside info. We all know that the Saints are very hesitant to make such moves and such decisions rashly, but you're being tested right now. You're being stretched. You're being bent. You know, how much can you take? And if you lose to Desmond Ridder, a rookie in the Superdome this late in the year, that will break the back. Coming up next, here on OTB, Circle LSU, as there's some more transfer portal news yesterday. Keep it locked on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to ITI Technical College, iticollege.edu, iticollege.edu is the website, their campus. It's right off Airline Highway right here in Baton Rouge, because this is a local, family-owned trade school where they prepare you for a career. And so maybe you have a job, but you want a career. You want something that's going to stand the test of time. It's going to allow you to live the lifestyle that you want to live. Well, you can get that in just 2 years, okay? You go there, classes 4 days a week, day, night class, doesn't matter. 2 years, you get that AOS degree, prepares you for careers relevant to Louisiana industry, and then they can assist you in getting those jobs when you get out of college. Change your life for the better today, ITI Technical College.
Get started by calling admissions at 877-591-1070. Let them know what you're looking to do. Remember, even if you have something full-time right now, they can work with your schedule. Day and night courses available, and Fridays are completely off. Again, 877-591-1070.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luber for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7.
Me, Jimmy Otten, handyman for the Thursday edition of Game Time. We're live at Jolie Pearl. Oh, man, have you seen it? The elves have landed. Oh, it's like Christmas at Jolie Pearl. Ho, ho, Annie. On 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Oh, yeah, candles burning low. Lots of mistletoe, lots of snow and ice, everywhere we go. Choir singing carols right outside my door. All these things and more. Oh, that's what Christmas means.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Esther and T-Bob, the 2022 LAB Prestige Award winner for Best Sports Radio Show. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Jake, what was the coldest NFL game you ever played in?
-3.
Oh, like actual or feels like?
I think the actual was 0. Like it was 0, and it felt like -3. It was in Denver. In Denver, it was. It's hard to explain.
You salt your lungs when you breathe.
It hurts so bad. Like, you know, like when you come out of play and you're in and out of the lineup, and usually like if you're going right back in, then you sit right there next to the coach and you don't really, you wait. Like it was so cold. Like you came out, you threw on the heavy coat, you tried to go put your helmet on the helmet warmer if you could, and then fight for like 30 seconds and then grab it because the pads inside the helmet were so hard. It hurt every time you hit it. Now,
what was the hardest part? Hitting, catching? Yeah, it's hard. The reason why I'm talking about this
the football was like
just a rock.
It was just a rock, yeah. Like it was hard to get a grip on it. It was like it was so slippery. It felt so like
dry.
It felt like it had like a layer of ice. Yeah. It didn't, but it felt like it had like a layer of ice on it. So that's
why
was
people
miserable.
lick their fingers.
Yes.
I mean, you need moisture to grip.
Right.
And that kind of cold just takes all the moisture out of the air.
It's dry there already.
Yeah.
So that was miserable, but there's a different misery, like a game like that where it's just bitter cold. I've played in the snow in Pittsburgh. That's a different feeling.
Is that fun at all?
No, not at all.
Not
and
at
then
all? Not even a little?
And then there's the Kansas City wind where it might only be like 30-something degrees, but in Arrowhead, when that wind gets going, it might be the most cold of any of them.
Really?
Yes.
So Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins, after losing their last two and everybody kind of hopping off the bandwagon, they now have to go to Buffalo. And I'm pretty sure it's probably still like 80 degrees in Miami right now. And it's supposed to snow. It's supposed to snow 2 to 4 inches during the game. It's supposed to be about 20 degrees. Very intrigued to see how Tua and company handles that. So no fun playing in the snow. I always fantasized about playing in the snow. I played in cold and wet games in like the low 40s and wet and like freezing rain and sleet. But I never
just
played
not as an
actual
offensive
snow.
player because, every time I hit the ground, your gloves are drenched, you're drenched, and you're trying to protect the football. Like that's, and it's hard to. We were a team that, with Norv Turner, West Coast offense, we like to push the ball vertical, and if we couldn't, you can't get a grip and you can't throw it deep, and it kind of changes the way that you have to play the game. That's why it's a big advantage for teams like Pittsburgh, for a team from Southern California in January in the postseason to travel up there, and they earn the right. They had a better record than us, right? And so they're going to have a huge advantage because they've been practicing in that.
Yes.
Even if we have players on our team that played, in the Big Ten and played in snow, but you get used to what you're practicing in.
Yeah, it's the same reason why teams come down here and they wilt in the heat if they too are not from the South. And yeah, I always view it. It's like if you ever play any like video games, tabletop RPGs, anything like that, like a mountain people, if they're in mountainous terrain, they'll get bonuses to their stats. If you're from the plains and you're trying to fight them in the mountains, you're going to struggle. You're on their home turf. It's no different when you have the Miami Dolphins come from 80 degrees down to the tip of the bottom of the country, going to the very northern edge of the country and having to square up with the Buffalo Bills. That is one of the fantastic aspects of the NFL. And it's something I'm always fascinated by because it is something that may become more common in college as you have USC and UCLA joining the Big Ten. You're getting some different climates there. But for the most part, college football is always very regionally locked, right? Mm-hmm. So like the closest you're going to get is like Arkansas because it's a little bit in the mountains and it's a little different than you. But for the most part, most teams that are going to come down and visit you, they too are having their own like humidity and their own heat, even if it's not quite as extreme as you have down here in Baton Rouge. But yeah, it's always fascinating to me that as an NFL player, you can find yourself flung all around the country, playing in every different climate that this incredibly diverse country has to offer.
In the same division.
Yeah. Like the Saints being in the same division with the 49ers for, which, I'd love probably going to play at San Francisco, but still traveling all the way across the country, that's crazy that they were in the same division.
Like the West, like obviously Oakland was a quick trip. Denver, completely different. Kansas City, as I mentioned, completely different. And that was the division that you play in. And you're right, like the Saints used to be in the West. I think the Braves used to be in the NL West too. That makes a lot of sense. Like the Grizzlies and the Pelicans being in the West.
There's a couple commitments set for today, I believe, when it comes to LSU recruiting.
Big recruiting show here.
Well, exactly. Right? That's what I was going to kind of say. We'll try to get you some news on that a bit later. In terms of guys who are leaving, though, another O-lineman entering the transfer portal as Xavier Hill has announced that he is entering the portal. Not, another one that you kind of understand, not overly concerned. I think you have a good O-line class coming in. I think in terms of positions to add from the transfer portal, I would imagine that offensive line is probably one of the relative easiest, just because there's going to be a higher volume of number of guys there. And if you need depth, you can. Jake, what about this? I stumbled on this on Whiskey and Wine last night. So, or not Whiskey and Wine, excuse me. Scone and Tea. Shout out Oliver Twist. It was great to be back. But Jaden Daniels, it's up in the air about what he wants to do. Who knows if he's going to leave? Is he going to stay? Don't pay any attention to that video where he's not practicing, because I guess at the end of the video you can see him in a red non-contact jersey. So, whatever. He's still recovering from injury. And you can play in the bowl game and still leave, right? So it is still up in the air if he's going to stay or he's going to leave. I still maintain that I think the best LSU product is him returning and having a quarterback battle, which he will likely win. But if he doesn't, great. That means somebody really took massive strides forward. And if he does, well, great. I think he has a great base to build upon. But, Jake, what about this? If Jaden Daniels leaves, you want to transfer quarterback, right? You want to add a veteran voice to that room. Why not? Mm-hmm. Throw something against the wall, see if it sticks. There's only one guy out there. You know who it is. JT Daniels. Oh, God. Go get JT Daniels I missed it. It's been under my nose the entire time. We've talked multiple times about JT Daniels' man cave.
What's your angle
and how
here?
epic it could be. My angle is, imagine this man having USC jersey, Georgia, WVU, and LSU all with his name on the back. The real angle is, and maybe it's not JT Daniels, but the real angle is that if you do lose Jaden Daniels, that I don't think it hurts. And then you would have Ricky Collins, you would have Garrett Nussmeier, Walker Howard. I don't think it hurts to bring somebody in that's seasoned to at least push them and compete with them. And if he wins the job, okay, whatever. If he doesn't, he's at least it's like the Michigan State thing. When Mel Tucker had the really good year 2 years ago, he brought in the 4-year starter from Temple who had set all the records, and they assumed he was going to win the starting job.
Yeah.
He didn't, but he got you the best Peyton Thorne that year. So in that same way, if you do lose an experienced guys like Daniels for depth and other issues, I don't mind bringing somebody in to then compete a la a JT Daniels.
Ugh.
I mean, look, to be clear, the JT Daniels angle is as much of this is humor. The only salient point here is that I think you probably would want to bring in a veteran voice, but that would be pretty sick, dude, if it was JT.
Why is he holding the? Grab a lace. Grab a lace.
Quick throw, bro. Quick throw. That's a wide receiver screen for sure. That's a little bubble screen. Gary Crone used to love a bubble screen.
I disagree with him coming here. He adds no value to the quarterback room.
Even if Jaden Daniels is gone?
Even if he's gone.
And you have Walker and Nuss and Ricky Collins, all young, unproven guys?
Yes. I'd rather add Keaton Slovis. I'd rather add Devin Leary.
Oh, well, yeah, you know, but that's the point. You go after a veteran guy. Okay, forget about the JT Daniels thing. That's just a little memey. It's a little jokey. But you would pursue all of these guys.
I don't think you have to, T.
Okay.
I really don't. I think you've been grooming Nussmeier to be a starter, and if Jaden decides that he wants to go to the next level, I think you ride with Nussmeier. Because do you really want another offseason of splitting time and splitting reps and divvying everything up? Or do you want to say, hey, Nuss, no pun intended, this is your bus?
Well, wouldn't it be Nuss and Howard then in the competition splitting reps?
I
Maybe that's why you don't bring
Nuss, though.
Okay, maybe that's why you don't bring a third voice.
And if Walker went out there and beat him out and you couldn't deny it, you couldn't help it, then that's a different conversation. But also, like he just went against the number one defense in the country and had some success.
Yeah.
Is it a fully polished final no, it's not. I mean, the interception, even the touchdown to Malik, it's like, oh boy. Like, I don't know if you make that throw, but if you can, and part of that's just who he is. I understand that. And Brian Kelly wanted Jaden to be more of that. Not all the way that, but some of that. And I just think if you bring in another quarterback, then you're taking reps away from a guy that is in that competition.
Do you agree with the assertion that the best path for LSU is Jaden Daniels returning?
Oh, yeah. I would be fully on board with him returning because like, you laid it out perfectly. Like if he comes back and Nussmeier takes this huge leap and then like somehow wins that job, that's an added bonus for you.
Yeah.
If Jaden comes back, continues to show you the things that he did in the middle portion of the season, and you can continue on that, that is massive for you as well.
Yeah. Well, and one thing I do love about the Jaden offseason here is he has such a clear element of the game to work on. Being more decisive, pushing the ball downfield, trusting receivers, trusting his reads. Something I talked about as well last night, Jake. I think one of the reasons why well, actually, you know what? We're pushed up against the clock. I'm actually going to make a mature decision here. We're going to go to break. And then we get back. I'll explain maybe why I think there was a bit of a, maybe not a disconnect, sorry. Why Nuss felt so different in the SEC Championship and why that may be affecting these conversations. Coming up next here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to allstartoyota.batonrouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, your favorite car dealership, my favorite car dealership, right there of an airline highway. If there's one thing I trust, it's Japanese engineering. Only thing, I always said that. And when you look at Toyotas, they stand the test of time, right? So invest in a vehicle that's going to give you a return, or it's going to last beyond your car note, right? So you won't be paying that car note. eventually. You're going to get excellent warranty coverage. You're going to get great service and customer support over there, right there off of Airline Highway local. Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com today.
Yeah, once you go to the website, you can click right there. You see it on the homepage, Rent a Toyota. Once you click on that, it's going to pull up what they have available, which is the full fleet. You're just not going to get that anywhere else, and it's going to have the price for that vehicle. Now, certain vehicles have different prices, but it's all laid out right there in front of you, and all have fantastic pricing. And no matter what you need, they've got you covered. Rent a Toyota today, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
We get it done with strength, commitment, dedication, grit.
We get it done with passion for our fans
and love for our community.
We are the Tigers.
Get it done.
Let the values of the purple and gold be in your starting lineup this season. And as always, get it done.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP on a new 2022 Ford F-150, plus no payments for 90 days and 2.9% APR for 72 months. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Hey, it's Hunt. Join me 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock on Wednesday. J.D. Pickell of On 3 Sports will join us to talk college football, Tigers on the hardwood, and the Pels, plus the transfer portal. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he's Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man. But you can do the job when you're in town.
Later on, we'll continue to talk sports. Right now. So before that, right before the break, I was talking about, I think there was something very clear as to why many people are now calling for Nuss after the SC championship game or whatever. And it goes beyond the stats or whatever, Jake. I think when you look at the style that Garrett Nussmeier plays with, it is a style that is more in line with what we traditionally think of as great quarterback play. In that, in Jaden Daniels' style, a lot of times this year, he drops back, and he reads, and he progresses, and he reads. And then a lot of times he'll break out and he'll make a play. And he makes a lot of crazy plays. Maybe he's on the run, he throws it downfield. Maybe he just ends up making a play with his legs. Nuss, not having the leg ability, knows that decisiveness and getting the ball out are his best path to success. So Nuss, think about him, why he felt so vastly different than Daniels. And I think different sometimes gets confused with better when maybe it's not objectively better when you look at the results. But Nuss hits that back foot and it's coming out every time, right? Yeah. And so that decisiveness feels better to the spectator, but I think it requires a little nuance and critical analysis to actually decide, okay, is it better in the end? Does it just feel better because the ball's coming out and appears more decisive? And is Daniels really indecisive, or is he setting himself up? And how much more of that do you need Jaden Daniels to do next year in terms of hitting the back foot and getting rid of the ball? Does he need to sacrifice, Jake, some of his running ability and some of his kind of holding onto the ball, letting the pocket develop, letting holes open up, and then taking advantage of his legs? Like, does he need to get rid of some of that and get more of that hitting the back foot and getting rid of the ball?
I thought the perfect game plan was what they did against Alabama, because there was a threat that he could run, but he did stay in the pocket. They took intermediate shots. They didn't take bombs, but it was a deeper passing attack. Certainly in the Ole Miss game, there was portions of that as well. The Florida game was a different game plan than those game plans, but I love the Alabama game plan because there was design things to get the ball out of Jaden's hands quicker. There was some design quarterback runs. There was intermediate throws like I talked about. So you took some chances, but you weren't just throwing it up into double coverage. And so it's in there. Like, we've seen aspects of it. Now we can also go back and we can look at some of the tape where it wasn't there. The Auburn game, the Arkansas game, the Tennessee game, those are times when you'd like for Jaden to be better in the pocket and be better throwing the football with authority. So we've seen it. He played at a high level. Like we're having this conversation, he played at a high level. There's a reason he got the team MVP at the award banquet.
Well, and that's the problem, though, right, is because his style is something that we're not as used to when we think of, like, traditional great quarterback play. I think it dings him where, like I said, like, just because a style like Nuss may feel better, is it actually better? Like Jake said, he got offensive MVP. And it's
team
interesting
MVP.
Team MVP. And it is interesting that, like, the national media loves Jaden Daniels, where it is only us here locally that are kind of questioning stuff.
Look, we're in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, talking LSU. We're going to talk quarterbacks. We're going to talk, quarterback battles.
If he had balled down and they had beaten Texas A&M, even though it's not his fault they lost, right? You let A-Chain just bend you over. I wonder if we'd be having this conversation.
If he would have stayed on the path that he was on.
Oh, yeah, we wouldn't be talking about it at all.
We'd be begging for him to come back.
Yep, that's true. And I think you still should.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
but I feel you.
Yeah. The Florida, Ole Miss, Alabama, that stretch right there. If you continue that on in Arkansas, regardless of the weather, like the weather's not going to play if it was cold. Okay, a lot of places are cold. If you continue that, like they got the best of you. You come back against UAB, it's UAB, and you have a lot of success. But you're right, T. If you go out there and you dominate that Texas A&M game, and it wasn't really an offensive problem. It was way more, in my opinion, a defensive problem. 21 missed tackles. But the narrative, if you go out there, you dominate, you win 35-14, you threw for 220 yards, you ran for another 100, the conversation doesn't even take place.
Yeah.
With anybody, I think.
I know. But I'll be interested to see what happens in the rest of this bowl prep and where this all goes. Again, I do believe this bowl game is a must-win. You got a Purdue school that is in between coaches. It's a chance to get to 10 wins. Citrus Bowl's a nice bowl win. Gives you momentum heading into the offseason, momentum heading into next year. I think you must win this game coming up on January 2nd. We will see. Coming up, let's close out hour number 1 of Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to centralplumbing.org. Centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. Ironic that we're talking plumbers, yet I have a Sonic Christmas sweater on. I should have a Mario Brothers Christmas sweater on. However, Mario Brothers aren't really great plumbers. You just eat mushrooms and kill Goombas. Not the case at Central Plumbing. Their licensed, bonded, and insured employees will not be eating mushrooms and killing Goombas in your house. They'll be killing your plumbing problems.
Goombas?
Yeah, Goombas, the little brown guys. Like, Koopas as well.
Oh, no, I know Koopas.
Yeah. The point is, though, not at Central Plumbing. They just worry about fixing pipes, not riding them into alternate dimensions to get to the coins. Go to centralplumbing.org today.
225-925-8552. Anytime you need them, 24/7 emergency service, including the holidays. 225-925-8552.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Thank you, Acadiana, for over 55 years of allowing Corval Toyota in Opelousas to take care of you and your automotive needs. Enjoy this holiday season with family and friends. From the Corval Toyota family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank.
For a special NFL triple header this Saturday. The Vikings host the Colts at noon, then the Browns host the Ravens at 3:30, followed by the Bills and the Dolphins at 7:15 p.m. Then on Sunday, the Jets host the Lions at noon, all on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I gotta go away.
Baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has been
Hoping that you dropped in.
very nice.
I'll hold hold your hands, they're just like
My mother
ice.
will start to
Beautiful,
worry.
what's your
My father
hurry?
will be pacing the floor.
Listen to that fireplace
So
roar.
really I'd better scurry.
Beautiful, please don't
Or
hurry.
maybe just a soda pop
I'll put
or
some records on while I
The
pour.
neighbors
All-Star
might
Toyota
think
presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Your eyes are like starlight now. I'll take your hat, your hair looks swell. Mind if I move in closer?
I'm just enjoying your sweater. I just really noticed.
Yeah.
It's been a while since you've worn that.
Yep.
And like you have the ultimate dad look, because even though you have on like Nike joggers, I can't see the Nike unless you
Nope.
move, and so
It's
it
a
looks
great
like you
sweater
have
with a
on
pipe.
khakis
Yep.
with a sweater and a pipe.
Yeah, feels great. I mean, it just feels so good. I can't even explain how good it feels. Yeah, shout out to Scott Prather, who hosts over in Lafayette. I used to go on a show every week, and he paid me in this wonderful Sonic Christmas sweater. It's actually like supremely comfortable. The only issue is I'm not a big Sonic fan. I don't really like
that. I was like, I don't remember you talking about
I
Sonic.
never really loved the Sonic games growing up.
Why did you get it then?
I've tried them. Because like I definitely do appreciate Sonic as one of the core pillars of video game history, right? I mean, the 90s attitude era of Sega, where they were like, screw Nintendo, that's that kid stuff. We're all about being cool. And Sonic and Knuckles and Tails. I mean, look at them. They're like doing like they're doing like 6 snowboard stuff. Sonic and of course Tails skis, of course. And of course Sonic and Knuckles snowboard. But also like apparently the Sonic comic books are huge and have been for years and years. Like people love the Sonic world. So again, I'm not the biggest fan, but I appreciate Sonic as a historical piece. And I appreciate him as a never-ending font of memes. Well, actually, I shouldn't lie about this. I should be clear about this. Now that I think about it, I never really liked original Sonic. I have not liked the new Sonics made in the original Sonic. I loved Sonic Adventures on the Dreamcast. Both Sonic Adventures 1 and 2 on the Dreamcast were incredible games, especially when you got those little chows, those little pets. Like the Dreamcast had these memory cards that would go in the controller that you could later take out. Like on NFL 2K, you used to be able to call your plays on the memory card so the people couldn't see what you were calling.
Right.
But they basically had like these little Tamagotchi type animals that you could get in the video game that would go into the memory card. Then you could take your memory card to school. You'd like train them up and feed them, and then you could battle them. It was pretty cool. Like it was pretty ahead of its time.
Yeah.
So I loved those Sonic games, but outside of that, nothing. Even though one of my best Christmas memories ever is a day, oh man, I'll never get that. Christmas Day, Dreamcast, Sonic Adventures. I was mind blown that first stage with that giant whale breaking through the bridge and everything. That was like a pretty impactful. That was a pretty impactful Christmas Day, for sure. So I guess I do have some Sonic love after all.
Yeah, I never had a Sega Genesis.
I never had a Genesis either.
I went Atari, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, 64, original Xbox, been Xbox ever since.
Yeah, I think I was the same. I never had an Atari, and I was a little too young for Nintendo, but I started Super Nintendo 64, and then I definitely went Dreamcast.
Oh, I did have Dreamcast at some point. You're right.
Into PS2.
Yeah.
And then
because the NFL game on Dreamcast
a little
was
bit of Xbox.
Really, Randy Moss.
Yeah, NFL 2K. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Randy Moss was a 99. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Also, it was, it felt, I mean, it was so much more advanced than Madden when it came out on that Dreamcast, like on that new system. The graphics, everything were just insanity. And it later culminated in ESPN football, which was NFL 2K5, which they sold for $20 in the age of $60 games and was maybe the best football game ever made.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I used to play with the Falcons. I used to rush the passer with Rod Coleman. Remember him? Interior defensive lineman.
Yeah.
He was really good back in the day.
The Dirty Birds Falcon team like has a lot of names that we could say and be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, he used to throw it to Peerless Price.
Yeah.
Tennessee, great. By the way, we may talk a little Tennessee later. Jalen Hyatt gone. So now Hyatt gone, Hooker gone, Tillman gone. Tennessee, one and done? Or can Heupel keep the hype train going?
Yeah,
We'll see.
and I know we talked about LSU and what they're losing. We've talked more about the portal and not guys that could go. to the NFL draft. We talked about some of it. But right now, LSU's losing reserves.
Yeah.
They're losing
That's a good point.
backups, which is what you expect to lose in the portal. And it's going to be incredibly difficult in today's college football to have a two deep of veteran players. It's just going to be incredibly difficult. Your two deep is going to be freshmen. That's just the way it's going to be. Certainly at big programs where guys sign with you, it doesn't work out, they go somewhere else. You're losing reserves right now. You haven't really lost a starter yet.
Yeah.
No starter has entered the portal. Because, I mean, Jack Besh had a good freshman year. He played a lot played some his sophomore year. He was the fourth receiver. So, like, you still have not – that's the biggest impact guy that you've lost to this point in the portal.
It's true. VK, doing a good job. See if they can land a recruit today.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bone.
A third of youth who grow up in foster care are homeless 18 months after aging out of care. But you can rewrite that story. Children and youth with CASA and GAL volunteers are more likely to find safe, permanent homes. Change a child's story. Become a volunteer today.
Every business is different, but B1 Bank knows that every business owner has similar needs. From streamlining accounts receivables to maintaining access to working capital, a trusted bank is your best asset for staying on top of day-to-day finances and planning for future business growth. At B1 Bank, I know I have access to commercial banking experts who care about the needs of my business and can guide me to accomplish my goals. B1 Bank knows that managing your business isn't simple, but they can help you make it uncomplicated.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Black Widow Jeep Gladiators in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Thursday, December 15th. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge. Expect cloudy skies with a high of 61. Coming up on OTB, Chef Michael Johnson joins the show at 9:15 for Munchies, and we continue to preview the weekend in sports. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, and Danny, all the boys. Hanging out with you once again today. Weekend almost here. Very excited. Little holidays floating throughout the air. And the Pelicans. The Bad News Birds. Getting ready once again to square up with the Utah Jazz. A team that has plagued our wonderful island of misfit boys for a couple of years now, even this year, in which the Pelicans have been at their absolute best. No Jose Alvarado, no Brandon Ingram, that is confirmed. Seems like Jose maybe pushed himself a bit too hard, trying to get back from the rib injury a bit too fast, a bit too much, and, just look, it's okay. And that is the thing. You don't need to press here. You really don't need to press. You're in great position. I'm not saying you go lax and you get comfortable. What I'm saying is you can err on the side of caution with health. Now, I don't think it, look, I don't think the Pelicans are anywhere like the Warriors, they don't have to give a damn about the regular season at this point. Now, they got to make the playoffs, obviously, right? And Steph Curry injury muddies the waters. But I'm just using them as an example. There are certain teams that really don't have to care about the regular season. Pelicans are not there. Like, they need to push for the best record, best seed possible, and that's all well and good, but it's still early on. So let Jose get better, let Brandon Ingram get better. I got to be honest, though, boys. Even though it has been very bad for this Pelican team against the Utah Jazz, I fully believe, almost beyond a shadow of a doubt, they're going to get revenge tonight. Like, the Pelicans are just too good. Is this the last Jazz game of the season?
Yes. If they lose, they get swept.
That's what I'm saying. I think this team is just too good to get swept by this Jazz team, even if it is a bit of an overachieving team. And they got some nice pieces, and Markkanen and Kessler are two pretty good big men, and Jordan Clarkson can score, yada, yada, yada. I don't care. And even though the Pelicans are down some bodies, I just think they're too good of a team. Zion, if he can avoid foul trouble, I don't think it goes like it did the other night. If you make more than 1 3 through like 3 quarters of basketball, it's not going to go like it did the other night. And I think both Zion's foul trouble and the lack of three-point shooting, I think those are mathematical outliers, okay? So I fully expect the Pels to go into Utah, kick that ass, and get a win tonight. How are we feeling?
I think it'd be nice to, and I think that this team showed that that's their mentality, to be able to go out there and to be mad because the way the game went the other night and shooting so poorly and not putting your best foot forward. So I'm with you. I can see them completely flipping the script right now. And I wouldn't have said that last year. I certainly would not have said that in years past. But, like, this Pelicans team has kind of shown that that's who they are. So I would be completely shocked if the Jazz went out there and beat the Pelicans again tonight.
It could sound like lazy analysis to say you just have to make shots, but that's kind of how I feel about the Pelicans going into this game. Like, Zion still had his way with Utah in the first game, just got in foul trouble, which killed the Pels. But
yeah,
he was
12 points in 11 minutes.
Exactly, but he was still getting to the basket. He was doing a really good job kicking the ball out, but you went 4 of 27 from 3. A lot of those were good looks. So literally just make shots, play the game the same way you did the other night, and hopefully you should get a win tonight.
Of course, Mara, host of the Flock Up podcast. You should go ahead and check that out. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could offer some deeper analysis on this team. I mean, I am a bit concerned about the absence of Alvarado, as he has been that spark plug for you at multiple times this year. He's been the closer for you at multiple times this year. You've heard Antonio Daniels talk about how there's that there's not a backup point guard in the lead having as much of an effect on the actual win and loss column than Jose Alvarado is. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's not a loss to not have him. But ultimately, it comes down to Zion. And in the form that Zion is in, if he can play the minutes that he needs to, he will dominate this Jazz team. Kessler, Markkanen, they're long, but they aren't as strong. And you saw that as Zion put it in Kessler's face the other night. Although you just have to avoid Rudy Gay's little crafty wiliness, his little vetness getting you that offensive foul. So
could be a good opportunity for Kyra Lewis with Jose Alvarado's injury. He played for the first time in over a year yesterday.
I did not catch that.
Yeah.
Because I turned off the game in the third quarter.
And there was a cool soundbite from Zion after the game. I actually have it if y'all want to play it, about how he knows what Kyra Lewis went through in the last year, because rehab is like so tough, and a lot of it is physical, obviously, but the mental part of it, like, it changes how you live your life as a professional athlete.
Yeah, go ahead and you got it loaded up.
Give me 1 second
you're
here.
Yeah, Kyra Lewis kind of gets lost in the shuffle a bit, Jake. I just kind of forget about him. There's so much good. There's so much depth that, it's like, I don't know. I guess he just has to do something to prove to be exciting. Okay, here's Zion and Kyra Lewis.
So, even though the game was what it was, just seeing him back on the court, that's one of those bigger than basketball moments. Just because people don't understand, the rehab is harder than playing in the game itself and practicing with the team. Rehab is the hardest thing because it's not only a physical battle, but it's a mental battle. Because I remember when he first did it, we would talk like, as an athlete, it influences your everyday life. You can't walk the same. Like, there are things where you may kind of want to jog to, but you can't. Everything, you kind of watch everything you do because you don't want to misstep or do anything. So seeing him back out there, that meant a lot to me, and I hope it meant a lot to him as well.
That is awesome, man. And you can also tell that is probably, while in the NFL, certainly guys are going to kind of handle the rehab, NFL. And a lot of professional sports, guys are going to handle, it's not like college, you're going to be locked into the college rehab facilities all the time. Sometimes guys go elsewhere to recover, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
You can still tell that Zion and Kyra Lewis, at least I think from hearing that clip, they were going through this together, right? And they were discussing the insecurities that arise together. And they were seeing each other having to go through physical therapy together. It's a very bonding experience. And so I like hearing, it almost speaks to the leadership of Zion, that even in a night with a loss where it would have been easy to be mad and be checked out, that he still describes that moment as being bigger than basketball. That is kind of the ties that bind this Pelicans team, and one of the reasons why this team is so special. It's what we always talk about, the culture, the bonds between one another is something that's rare to have the extent and depth of it that the Pelicans have on the NBA level. And Zion's quote speaks that. So, okay, so now you've given me something else to look forward to tonight. Yeah. How much Kyra Lewis Jr. are we going to see?
Maybe, he played like less than 5 minutes last time. He'd probably get around the minutes Jose would get, maybe like between 15 and 20 as the backup point guard. And whether or not he stays on the team, you want him to get the minutes. Like, that's an asset going forward. If he gets that trade stock up, even if he's not on the team, that will benefit you going forward.
Very true. Very true.
And we also haven't talked too much about BI's injury. He needs to be reevaluated 1 week from now, which kind of sucks. He was supposed to be back on this road trip. Willie Green said he was optimistic about that, but that's not going to happen. And he will be back eventually, but I've talked about it a little bit on the podcast. It is unfortunate that kind of the best basketball we've seen from this team this season has been when they're not whole. Eventually, they do need to usher BI, CJ, and Zion going into late in the season and eventually the playoffs.
They do have a good record when the three play together, right? What, 6-3?
6-3 with the three of them, yeah.
And what is it? It's a bruised toe?
Yes.
Which, the toe injuries are always weird because it's easy to very scoff at them like a toe injury. What? But they're brutal. I mean, they can be debilitating.
I remember Deion Sanders missed so much time with turf toe, and I remember my dad being like, "What in the hell?"
Yeah, he missed a season. I remember being a little kid and being like, "What? How's he missing a whole season for a toe injury?" But most people have gone through turf toe, especially at that position, right? Maybe like a O lineman or something could. I mean, it's debilitating for anybody, but there are positions that are maybe better suited to handling some injuries than others. I think it'd probably be very hard to play shutdown corner in the NFL with a big toe that you couldn't push off of. think it'd probably be very hard to play in the NBA with a big toe that you couldn't push off of or move. So here's to hoping then that BI's reevaluation goes well and that he doesn't have to go through some of the same adversity that Zion Williamson was just talking about. So very excited. I think the Pels win tonight. What's the spread? Do we know?
No, but we could look it up.
Look it up on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. I'm going to go bet on it on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. You too can by downloading the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Promo code Baton Rouge. You get all sorts of incredible deals. And it's not just NBA. If you want to bet on the World Cup final, what the hell the big boys, Argentina and France will get there a bit later on. A little tete-a-tete here.
Yeah.
Even though I'm kind of cheering for Argentina. It doesn't matter. The point is, all your gambling right there for you. DraftKings, support the show. DraftKings Sportsbook app, promo code Baton Rouge.
21 or older, physically present in Louisiana. Availability varies by parish. Eligibility restrictions apply. Minimum $5 deposit. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full terms and conditions. Licensee partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-770-STOP. 7867.
Pelicans are 1.5-point favorite, by the way.
I love that. Let's ride. Okay. Easy money, boys. Bet it right now. DraftKings Sportsbook app. I want to play this ball video. There is no context for this. I have no Jake. This has nothing to do with the Pelicans. I only do it in this segment because we talked NBA. But this is like the second or third ball highlight that I've seen blow my mind. I did not think we would ever reach, after watching guys like Sean Bradley and Manute Bol kind of struggle when I was growing up, to really take advantage of their height. I never thought that we would reach a point in the NBA where somebody this long and this big could do this.
Rebounded by Bowles. Ball with the spin move and the step through and drops the hammer. That's going to bring the roof down at the Amway Center. Rebounded.
What? Handling the ball the whole way down the court, hitting a spin move into Euro step, carryover, and freaking two-handed slam, dude. And look, yes, I get it. It's a less physical age in the NBA, and that helps. And he's grown up in an era where big men have to learn to shoot if you want to be relevant. So he's grown up in this new age of basketball. But that was just cool looking, man. Like, who was it? Oh, on the New Heights podcast, Jason and Travis Kelce, which I love those two. Like we were talking about the other day, Jason Kelce was like, look, I sat courtside. He was like, the first time I sat courtside in an NBA game, I realized nobody in the NFL can play in the NBA. Because if they could, they would be in the NBA. Like, if anybody would rather play in the NBA than the NFL was one of his points. And the other one is that these dudes are just freakish athletes. Like, I don't think you'll see a more freakish mixture of height to athleticism than what you just saw out of Bol. How tall is he? Is he like 7'2"?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And his arms are probably even longer.
I mean, I'm looking right now. Obviously, like, this is the most run that he's got. His first year in the NBA, he played 7 games. The next year, 32. The next year, 14. This year, he's got 29 games.
4 years now? Damn.
29 games, 24 starts, getting 27 minutes per game.
Okay.
He's averaging 12.7 points per game, over an assist per game, rebounds 7.5 rebounds per game.
12 and 7.5.
Shooting 79% free throws.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. From 3, I don't know how many he's taken, 43% from beyond the arc.
That's wild, bro. And look, and that's another thing, like we kind of talked about with Zion yesterday. If it's his 4th year, which that's wild, I didn't even realize. Time goes by so fast. He's probably like 22 now, right? So, yeah, it's okay that maybe his first couple years in the NBA at a time when most kids are in college, that he's still physically maturing, mentally maturing.
He's 23.
Figuring it out. Yeah, he's 23 years old. So, Bol maybe going to develop into a bit of a force. I just thought that looked cool.
Magic are interesting with him and Paolo on the same team.
Yeah, I haven't paid much attention to the Magic, but I follow a couple Magic fans randomly, and so I get a little bit of Twitter osmosis about the Orlando Magic. But I feel like they've been flirting with being kind of like bad but kind of fun for years. I wonder if they'll ever actually get to just being fun without being bad.
Yeah,
They got some good players.
Yeah, from what I see, Paolo's had a really good rookie season. Like, a lot of people were on them for drafting him over Jabari Smith, but so far it's looked like a pretty good decision.
Oh, wow. Look at Gardner Minshew with a full beard. Gone is the mustache. All right. When we get back, let's talk a little college football 2024. As Jake, I don't think we're going to – there's potential this could be the biggest year, the biggest transformational year that we've ever seen in the game. A lot of different things that could potentially happen. Break it down next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
When it comes to college sports in the new age of NIL, there's one man who has led the charge here at LSU, and that is the Gord father, Gordon McKernan. As, look, there's reasons why Keishon Boutte can afford to come back, right? We talked to Gordon the other day. He says, this NIL stuff, one of the best things it does, it gives these players options. If they want to stay, continue to develop their craft, continue to try to rise their NFL stock, they can do so because they have financial support that wasn't there previously. Gordon's invested in LSU. Gordon's also invested in you. So if you need to get it done, you need to get Gordon at Get Gordon, all social media links, 225-888-8888.
The website is getgordon.com. It gives you an idea of exactly what they can handle for you. T-Bob gave you the number there, the social media tags. You can find all that information in there. Be a part of the G team like we are here on Off the Bench. Again, getgordon.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
3 people walk into a bar. The first 2 order the same old margs. The third, Nuevo Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer. Crafted with real lime juice and a crisp tequila flavor. Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer.
Winter can be magical. The Mercedes-Benz Winter Event is here, and there's no better time to check out our new Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge inventory. We have the vehicles that can make your holiday extraordinary. See all the latest technological features on the newest models during our Mercedes-Benz Winter Event. Shop our best of the best award-winning dealership. Visit mbobr.com.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ATEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Mike Triplett stops by. Paul Nolan and Pell's Jazz are back at it in Utah. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Right, Vince Guaraldi. Dr. Funk. What they used to call him? I'm going to look it up. Welcome back, OTB. Hanging out with you today. We're talking a little college football here. As in the news here recently, Jake, Brett McMurphy. Well, first off, I didn't realize this, Jake. Just yesterday, I was reading about just some stuff, and I just realized that Cincinnati, UCF, Houston, and BYU are all joining. I knew they were joining the Big 12. They're joining the Big 12 next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be a big Big 12. In fact, the Big 12, in just a hilarious college football quirk, just can't find 12 teams, right? They have 10 right now.
Yeah.
They're going to go to 14 next year, and then maybe in 2024, according to Brett McMurphy, you're going to get back down to 12.
Yeah, Big 10 can't figure out to get down to Big 10.
Yeah, they're about to have, what, 16?
Yeah.
Here in a couple of years in 2024. What else we know is coming out in 2024? So UCLA, USC going to join the Big 10 in 2024. Expanded playoff is coming.
Oklahoma, Texas will be in the SEC
in 2024. And Brett McMurphy is reporting, yes, that Oklahoma and Texas, that both sides are trying to get it done. Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark has said, look, he's open to it, but it has to make sense for the Big 12 first and foremost. We'll see what exact shape that ends up taking. But, yeah, it is seeming very likely that Oklahoma and Texas will no longer be hanging out in the Big 12. They'll come to the SEC. The Big 12 will be 12 teams. And 2024 will be the single most transformational year of college football that we've ever seen.
What are you most excited about? Of all the things that you just laid out, what are you anticipating? Maybe not excited, but anticipating the most.
Expanded playoff, for sure. Just a sexy mixture of good to great teams doing battle at the end of the year.
For me, I think it's how the SEC formats their schedule.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't even think there's a lot of that. I have no idea how they're going to do it. Big Ten's going to do it. Anybody.
I want to see, is it permanent opponents? It's going to be divisionless. We know that, but how's it going to look? That's key, man. The three teams, and if that's the way they go, your permanent opponents and who that is for LSU, because LSU doesn't have the for sure team. They just don't. They don't. You can throw a team out there. I just don't think they have that. They have some that are heavy leans. Like, Alabama is going to have Auburn. Like, you feel pretty strong that they're going to have Tennessee. You feel pretty strong that Auburn's going to have Georgia. Like, for LSU, who's that team? Like, A&M's probably that team.
They're definitely keeping A.
Because they've been trying to force that for a while.
I feel comfortable in saying that, corporate management is very pleased with how this has gone thus far. And yes, we must keep the A&M matchup. That feels right.
Right, so is it one of the Mississippi schools? Feels like it, maybe.
And I'm not just saying this because it's a competitive advantage. I would like to keep both the Mississippi schools, but obviously you're not going to because people would view it as a competitive advantage. But
and State and LSU have played more than anybody.
Look, Louisiana and Mississippi are constantly battling for last in economic development, healthcare, education. Let us just battle in the SEC on the football field as well.
Yeah, did you see the latest rankings?
What happened? Did we take back the lead?
For universities in the SEC, they ranked them from 1 to 14.
Yeah, what was up?
LSU 13.
Damn it!
Mississippi State 14.
Let's go! What's Ole Miss?
They were actually higher up there. I'll get the complete ranking.
I always wonder what it would be like to live in a state that wasn't last. Like, what would it be like to live in a state like? For all the prioritization that we put on being first in sports and football and everything, what would it be? What would it feel like to be the Kentucky football of America?
Yeah.
And go 8-5 or 7-6.
It'd be like 32nd.
Yeah, it'd be like 32nd ranked state in economic. It would probably feel awesome.
Yeah. This is the SEC academic rankings according to U.S. News. No surprise. Vanderbilt 1. Florida 2, Georgia 3, A&M 4, Auburn 5, Tennessee 6, South Carolina 7, Mizzou 8, Kentucky 9, Ole Miss 10, Alabama 11, Arkansas 12, LSU 13, and Mississippi State 14.
I'm a bit surprised here. I thought Alabama would have scored higher for all the kind of academic headway they've made in the Saban era. Now, look, the U.S. Business World Report there's entire revisionist history episodes on how that entire system is flawed in ranking schools. But again, I'm not really going to sit here and defend Louisiana educational rankings. I think those kind of speaks for itself. And that's not on the teachers or anything like that. Huge shout out to all the teachers who provide a public service and a public good and take care of our kids, our snot-nosed little brats that run around and do crazy stuff all day, every day. But yeah, I do wonder what it would feel like to live in a state with more competent leadership that actually took advantage, was able to capitalize off of their natural resources and advantages instead of selling them out and just becoming a wasteland of population decreasing. But whatever. We're here to talk about football, okay? The important stuff. Even though it does kind of piss me off hearing that. Like when that's how broken my brain is. Yeah. When you put it in SEC terms and I see Florida 2 and A&M 4.
Georgia 3.
How does it not stoke your natural competitive fires to want to be better? Whatever, though. At least you're better on the full, I guess. I don't know.
We're better than Rivers.
Sure. Yes, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Keep the Mississippi schools. Mm-hmm. Okay? Let us, like the Saints and the Falcons, continue our battle of irrelevance, our highly passionate battles of irrelevance.
So if LSU got A&M, probably Ole Miss over Mississippi State and Arkansas, that's a big win for LSU, right?
Yeah, yes. From a competitive standpoint, absolutely.
It feels like it would be Texas, OU, Mizzou, or Texas, OU, Arkansas, kind of, some
Texas, OU, Arkansas does make a lot of sense.
Some formation of that.
But then doesn't Arkansas have to play A&M? So maybe that leads you to the LSU A&M Arkansas?
But A&M,
but they're not doing pods.
Right, but you'd have permanent opponents.
Yeah, but I'm confused. Yeah. But in my example, I was just using that was more of a pod, but they're not doing that. So
and I was thinking, like, if you're Texas, like, you have to play Oklahoma. You'd think you'd have to play Arkansas. Would you play A&M? Would Oklahoma, A&M, and Arkansas, for them, would that be competitive balance?
Oklahoma, A&M, and Arkansas for who? Would it be competitive for who?
For Texas. Like, it's difficult. A&M, Oklahoma, Arkansas. But
yeah, I think that's fine.
Auburn's going to get screwed in this deal.
They're going to need Alabama and Georgia. Yeah, they have to.
Uh-huh.
It's like the world's oldest rivalry in the Iron Bowl.
You got to throw them.
You got to give them Mizzou.
Or Vandy.
Or something. Just to lighten the load a little bit. I can definitely agree with that. Who is better prepared, Jay, to have success when they join in 2024? Texas or Oklahoma?
Texas.
I know, and isn't that? And this is not to say that I think that either will be good, because I think if you look at recruiting rankings in the Big 12, and you look at where Texas and Oklahoma have consistently ranked over the last 5 years, and you look at their Big 12 compatriots, Jake, it is a high crime that they are not winning this conference the last 2 years. Like, these are two schools that are underachieving significantly in terms of recruiting to what their peers are recruiting and how they're losing to those peers. So, like, I don't know that I think that any's going to do particularly good when they enter the SEC, but as crazy as it sounds, I kind of feel like Texas is better suited to having success as well. And I think for me, it kind of goes back to, I'm kind of a Brent Venables hater. I just don't know if I believe in him.
You don't have anything to lean on.
Yeah.
You can't be like, he had this same problem here, but he fixed it.
Yeah.
He's his first time as a head coach. So that's a problem if you're trying to make yourself feel better. Also, Texas is built better for the direction that college football is going. Austin, Texas, one of the coolest cities. A lot of people moving there. A lot of people want to live there.
Yeah.
A lot of alums, NIL, transfer portal, all of that. I think that bodes well. Texas, the state, better recruiting than Oklahoma. Arch Manning, himself could kind of change some of the direction for Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, he's that big of a recruit.
Yeah.
I believe in Sark more than I believe in Brent Venables.
And it's funny because I do too, and I'm not even really a Sark believer, but I do believe in him more than Venables, for whatever that's worth.
So, I mean, in Oklahoma they were one of the players for the last, the playoff era for sure.
Really forever.
Yeah, forever.
I mean, they have
Switzer and everybody, but
a vastly better history than does Texas.
But even in this playoff with Lincoln Riley, they could never get there as far as the championship, but they were in the fight. But it feels like with the more and more that college football changes, that they're just going to go farther away, and Texas is going to keep going towards it. Now, we'll see how it plays out. But like, there's a couple of schools that Clemson's at a crossroads. Clemson football is at a crossroads.
Clemson
Now they
was
just
on the edge of being a dynasty.
They were on the edge of being the standard
Yeah.
of college football. They figured Alabama out when nobody else could.
Yeah.
And if they beat LSU in 19, they probably were the college football playoff era standard.
And they were a dynasty. If you get that third natty, you are an absolute dynasty at that point.
So now, and look, they didn't lose a conference game, and so they're still a really good football team. And I actually think they got kicked out of the benefit of the doubt club a little too quickly. But this is their crossroads.
People just dislike Dabo.
They
or
do.
something.
I know. This is their crossroads because you didn't win the ACC last year. This year, you went undefeated in conference play, won the ACC title, but you lost 2 games. And even with 1 loss, you were behind 2 lost teams. Benefit of the doubt members don't ever have that happen to them.
Yeah.
That's why they're in that club. And now with the way college football is changing, and Dabo doesn't want to jump on the train of NIL, doesn't want to jump on the train of the transfer portal. And he doesn't agree with it. A lot of people don't agree with it. If you ask Kirby Smart, if he walked in and we're off the record, hey, Kirby, do you like the way college football is going? He'd say, hell no. But I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do whatever I have to do to stay relevant.
Yes.
And Dabo has not gotten there yet.
Well, and now we arrive at my biggest problem with Venables. Even though, for what this is worth for you Oklahoma fans out there, Venables is recruiting well. They're top 10 class right now. I think they just got a big guy out of the transfer portal yesterday. So Venables is recruiting well. So maybe I'm overblowing this. But to me, I keep going back to that Venables quote where he's talking about, if you commit to me, I don't want you to take any more visits. We're married. That's commitment, et cetera, right? Because I understand where he's coming from. As a coach, I would want the same thing. Why do I need to continue to spend resources? Like I'm being pulled in so many different directions. I need something solid that I can latch on to. So from a human standpoint, I empathize with what Venables is saying, Jake. But to me, it feels it's someone who's kind of burying their head in the sand. It feels it's someone who is pining for something unrealistic rather than accepting reality as it is. And the reality is, in college football nowadays, it's like Squints tells Smalls and the boys in Sandlot. Recruiting is forever. And I mean forever. Even when they get on campus. Even when they have a good year. It never ends. Now, because they can leave at the drop of the hat because of transfer portal, because of everything else, recruiting never ends. Commitment is never committed. And you have to make peace with that reality and operate within that reality. And I'm still not sure that I believe that Venables can do it. We'll see. And the recent sample size of Venables is horrible in that the offense, they were all right this year, but the defense remained awful. And he's supposed to be a defensive coach. 8th in the Big 12 in scoring defense, 9th in total defense. That's bad, man. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, he has a chance, and it is early. So, like, I'm an Oklahoma fan. I can talk my way into, okay, no, he'll get it figured out. But it's a really bad year 1 sample.
Brennan in the chat says that was Dabo who said that. No, it was Brent Venables.
No, that was Venables.
Yeah, I mean, we played the audio, we played the video.
We can play when we get back.
We can revisit that, and he was passionate about it. And look, he's a disciple of Dabo, so you probably thought Dabo said it because it sounds like something Dabo would say. And, and so, I mean, you probably thought it was, but
he came
like,
from that school.
Okay, so Dabo wins the ACC this year. They had a good team, not a college football playoff team. Where does Clemson go? Does Dabo say, you know what? We took 1 player out of the portal last year, and it was a player that actually signed with Clemson, left, and came back. Do we not dive into it wholeheartedly, but let's go get 6 players. Let's go get 6 players that can help us win. Like DJU's in the portal now, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to have a young quarterback. Let's go get a veteran just to back up Cade Klubnik. Let's go get a receiver to help him out, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No JT Daniels. And, you know, NIL. Like Dabo, like he's had some comments out there that people recruit against, talking about players making money.
Yeah.
Like he even said, like, if they start making money, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, which, by the way, Dabo, come on now. Okay, they started making money. Are you a real one or not? Are you going to stand by your word? Are you a man of your word or
if
not?
He wants to stand by his word, that's fine. Like I can appreciate someone standing by their word, but if you want to be an elite college football program, you got to change.
Yeah.
You have to do what it takes. Saban's done it. Kirby's done it. Lincoln Riley's doing it. BK's doing it. Everybody's doing it.
I lust for Hanny in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Hanny. Say now.
Says, at T-Bob. Venables already got a 6'6" tight end and 2 top D linemen in Oklahoma in the portal. He got the top player out of Texas, the number 4 QB.
The tight end, Austin Stogner, played 3 years at Oklahoma, then went to South Carolina and is now back at Oklahoma.
Oh, that's funny.
So that's
also, it's kind of like I said, you were talking about recruiting never ending. Look at that. But it also goes back to what I said. Again, he is doing well in recruiting. So maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that I see much reason for hope if I'm an Oklahoma fan. But if I was an Oklahoma fan, these are the same planks that I would be building my defense against, like the people like me who are decrying Venables.
There's a generation of coaches right now that are having to make the very tough decision on how they want to move forward with their program. Very few have been stubborn about it. Like, think about it. Some of even the oldest of old heads that were like, there's no way they're going to get behind this. They've done it.
Yeah.
Right? If you're reluctant to do it, again, you can win games. You can win an ACC championship, but can you win a national championship if you don't fully buy into the way college football is going? Right, wrong, or indifferent. Like, this isn't me really championing from one way or the other, but if you want to win games and championships and put those things together, you better get on the train because it's leaving.
Yeah, it ain't stopping, man. All right, when we get back, let's talk more college football here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Riverlands Insurance and hit up our guy, Thomas. Email today, Thomas and Megan. Email, get you and your insurance situation far better than what it is currently. They could save you money while getting you the same and or better coverage. And really, like, what I'm telling y'all to do, Jake, is completely no risk to yourself. Call Thomas to the number Jake's about to give you. He'll give him a couple of pieces of information so he knows your insurance situation. I'm talking home, auto, business, whatever. And then he shops around all the major companies. He finds the best deal for you, and he puts saving in front of your face, and you take it or you don't. Like, it's that simple. It costs you nothing. Call up Tom's email today.
Yeah, we can give you all the stats of how many people they handle, how many insurance carriers they work with, how Progressive's largest in Louisiana, all of that. But to give you their cell phone number, because when you call, he's going to answer. He's going to have that conversation with you. You just don't get that anywhere else. 225-206-1517.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP on a new 2022 Ford F-150, plus no payments for 90 days and 2.9% APR for 72 months. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
We get it done with strength, commitment, dedication, grit.
Let's go, defense!
We get it done with passion for our fans and love for our community. We are the Tigers. Get it done.
Let the values of the purple and gold be in your starting lineup this season. And as always, get it done.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There's nothing better than tailgating, but it can be a lot of work. So why do it yourself when
Join me, Jimmy Otten, handyman, for the Thursday edition of Game Time. We're live at Jolie Pearl. Oh, man, have you seen it? The elves have landed. Oh, it's like Christmas at Jolie Pearl. Ho, ho, Annie. On 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look in the 5 and 10, glistening once again, with candy canes and silver lanes aglow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, toys in every store. But the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hop-along boots.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, the 2022 LAB Prestige Award winner for Best Sports Radio Show. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Welcome back to OTB. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. By the way, we've just started a bold challenge. Jake sent out the link in the chat. We can tweet it out as well if you want to join. The Off the Bench Bowl Challenge will be picking against the spread. Okay? So no pick 'em. No weight, no confidence meter, anything like that. Picking against the spread. Let's see who wins this thing, man. The winner gets a number 18 jersey.
Do they?
How about that? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
A game-worn Jacob Hester jersey.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. Dude.
And you also get a Gandalf game-worn robe.
Shut up. Never.
Signed.
No chance.
By T-Bob Bear.
I am never giving anybody my Gandalf robe.
Game-worn.
Nope. You're barking up the wrong tree there, but not happening.
Renaissance worn.
Absolutely not happening. Jake, 6-6 Baylor against Air Force. Air Force plus 5.5.
So in my mind, I'm like, Dave Rand's going to have a plan for the option. You know, they got a couple weeks to prepare for it. But Air Force is really good.
I mean, there's too much. You're getting some challenge coin. Just by the way, I'm a little upset about it. He already got the cool challenge coin from the Joint Chief of Staff. Okay, so no challenge coin y'all are sending him is as cool as what he has.
Still though, I love them.
So
keep sending them.
Send them to me.
Nope.
I don't have a challenge coin. The one thing I got, it was awesome. I wish I could remember this guy's name. We hung out at Bayou Beer Garden about a decade ago nearly. We hung out at Bayou Beer Garden all day, drinking beers, watching Saints game. At the end of the day, he was an old artilleryman, and he gave me this, I think his regiment might have called the Fighting Tigers, but he gave me a bottle opener that had their crest and everything, and it was sick. But I used it so much over the next few years that it snapped eventually, which was a huge bummer.
Is that why you named the show Snaps?
No. That is because one guy's a center and one's a quarterback. Get it? I didn't name the show. I hate coming up with names, though, so I don't really judge. Like, I hate names. I think names are the most stressful thing.
That's why I named your son Quad Bob.
Yes, exactly. Little baby Bobby, who has giant hands, by the way.
He does. Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, not to brag, but giant hands.
Yeah, you can't brag. It's from Caitlin.
Not that it matters. Tiny hands are still cool, too. But my son does have giant hands. Where's it going with this? What were we just talking about?
The bowl pick'em.
Yeah.
Went there.
I feel like I was on the edge of finishing some point. Oh, no, I want challenge coins. Send me challenge coins. That's the point.
Yeah.
This is a classic American thing. Y'all are letting the rich get richer. You're donating to Tim Cook, okay?
No, what?
Yeah, like donate to me, okay? I want more challenge coins. He got one from the Joint Chief of Staff. You're not? I'm sorry, your challenge coin's not going to be better than that.
It is.
No, it's not.
It's going to have a lot of grit to it. I'm going
Send
to
it to
appreciate
me.
it.
Send it to me. I will
I've
appreciate
already
it.
ordered a display case for like multiple.
Jake's just going to steal valor and go to bars and flash it so he can get free drinks. It's awful.
I got to tell you, though, that actually reminded me of something, and you're going to hate this.
Uh-oh.
I felt like I got like on a little bit of an old man rant, and I don't know what got into me, but I saw someone do like a recruiting photo shoot, and it was, you know, the player and then his like brother and then his dad, like all in a uniform, and it kind of like stolen valor, like a little bit. I'm like, man. Like,
the Florida dad.
I don't know where. I don't remember what school. It might have been Florida.
It was, yes. It was a few months ago. I remember. He was like a chubbier, older guy.
It came across my timeline.
And he had
I'm
a
like,
straight up Florida uniform on, and he's in his like 50s.
Like, is that? I know. And look, that is so old man, and I hate that I feel emotions about it. I'm like, man, you haven't earned the right to be in that uniform yet. Like, what are you doing? And then you got your dad. You got your dad in the uniform.
He's doing a little cosplay. Well, recruits donning the uniform is, you know.
I still don't like it. I mean, like, I didn't even like when you and I went on our recruiting visits, like they would put like a jersey in the locker maybe, and like, hey, you want to take a picture with this? And that was about it. But that was Dan Mullen.
Look at this,
but
man.
Dude, like, come on, man. What are we doing?
Full screen that, Danny. Yeah, look at that.
What are we doing?
Oh,
like how?
my God.
Like, as a grown man, like, how do you go like, hey, can I get one too?
It's a bad look. It's objectively it's a bad look. All right, when we get back, we'll close out hour number 2 of OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I want you to go to Donisville Glass and Body, DGBauto.com. Find them on Facebook at DGB Auto, or is it at Donisville Glass and Body? The point is you can find them on Facebook. Well, just Google, okay? How about that? But the important thing to focus on here is that since 1977, they've been helping you extend the life of your vehicle. Remember, any glass repair needs that you have, that's actually how they cut their teeth, by cutting glass back in the day. Still do. 24/7 towing available. Or again, maybe you want to extend the life of your vehicle. Finally don't have that car note. Got to make it last, stand the test time as long as you can. DG&B is there for you. Go to DonisvilleGlassandBody.com today.
As you can see on the video, if you're watching this on YouTube, chat, they can do anything for your vehicle. They've got a huge shop, and they are set up for anything that your vehicle needs. You saw the glass repair there. Remember, they have all the latest technology to be able to help you out there with all the new sensors. DGBauto.com, DonisvilleGlassandBody.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Black Widow Jeep Gladiators in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt and Hill. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Service Mastery Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Mastery Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Mastery Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys.
Hey, it's Hunt. Join me 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock on Wednesday. J.D. Pickell of On 3 Sports will join us to talk college football, Tigers on the hardwood, and the Pels, plus the transfer portal. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Ooh, Merry Christmas, Christmas comes this time each year. Gets cold. There's a tale about Christmas that you've all been told, and a real famous cat all dressed up in red, and he spends the whole year working out in his sled. It's the little Saint Nick.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Dude, Bowl Pick'em gets real interesting. I'm finding that I'm having to constantly Google, like, quarterback names to see if they're transferring or not, right? I get to Coastal Carolina, I'm like, isn't Grayson McCall? Okay, yeah, he's in the transfer. I get to Oklahoma State, I'm like, wait, isn't Spencer Sanders? Okay, yeah, he's in the transfer portal. Wild, bro. Wild times indeed. Kind of adds an element of chaos to the bowl season, which I can certainly appreciate.
Absolutely adds an element of chaos.
I wonder, I mean, it's pretty interesting for Vegas to have to try to wade through all of this as well as they try to set lines.
Oh, I guarantee they have
so
a
many
portal.
unknowns.
They have a portal person.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
yes.
it's like
no, they have a
feeding the
portal
information.
AI that is constantly crunching the numbers and mathematically calculating. Well, here's the points added per play of Spencer Sanders, and how does it affect blah blah. Like I'm sure they have all that sort of stuff, but it still is where they try to, humans have so many variables. Vegas, for the most part, is excellent at predicting how these variables are going to play out somehow. These are such huge elements of randomness thrown in. Like, look at LSU. Now, Jared Bernard-Converse, he's playing in the bowl game, I believe, and others are. So
Jay Ward declared, but he's playing in the bowl game. I don't think BJ's not, but
exactly right. So, like edge rusher, you're gonna have new faces in there, and then that's a slight example. But whatever. There's plenty of teams that are gonna have players playing at important positions that did not play all season long. And from a gambling standpoint, that means that this could all get pretty wild here over the next few weeks. I'm excited, though. I missed college football last week. Of course, I didn't get to go to Army-Navy. But, yeah, I missed college football for sure.
I'm glad that's a standalone game, though. It deserves to be a standalone game.
Feels like the holidays, too.
And I was talking about this. I don't really even remember what show I was talking about it on, but, like, Air Force won the Commander-in-Chief trophy. Like, we were doing a remote Saturday morning from the stadium, and people just hit me up on Twitter that played at Air Force, went to the Air Force, like, second place, playing for second place.
Yeah, how come Air Force doesn't get their own
That's what I'm saying.
Standing?
And I know I think they play Navy or they play Army. I think it's Navy. They play them in Arlington at the Rangers' new stadium. But shouldn't, like...
The warehouse?
I think so, the toaster.
Nice.
Shouldn't they get, like, something similar? Army, Navy.
Why? You know, but then again, aren't the Army and Navy a little jealous of the Air Force? They're kind of the new kids on the block, and they kind of took over pretty fast once they came about.
I just wish they had kind of their moment to be able to, because a lot of the Marine Corps plays for the Navy a lot of times. Like, I know there's like a lower level Marine football team.
Yeah.
But,
oh, is there really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Coast Guard too.
Yeah, Marines are of the Navy. But I mean, that's kind of been the deal with Air Force, right? Army, Navy, been around, and then World War I to World War II, all of a sudden the Air Force comes along and they get all the resources, and all of a sudden everything is planned around them and what they can do, and those poor old ship captains find themselves adrift in the doldrums of military budgetary assignments. So maybe it's jealousy keeping the Air Force out of getting a big game. I don't know. But shout out to Air Force. Winners of, what do they call it, Commander's Cup, you said?
I think it's the Commander-in-Chief trophy, right?
Hell yeah, Commander-in-Chief trophy. Hour 3 coming up next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
We're going to have Munchies. We're going to big deal or no big deal. It's going to be a fun hour. Oops. Want to remind you, go to RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me. Refuel me. Rejuve me. You want to feel young, good, virile, have energy rolling out of bed. Have energy and confidence rolling in bed. Okay? Rejuve me can help you get there. I don't care if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, male, female, it doesn't matter. You're going to meet with Rejuve me, get that free consultation, draw your labs, see where your body's deficient, where it's good, and they're going to create a custom plan for you. Maybe it's HRT, maybe it's not, but if you want to feel good, go to Rejuve me today. Okay, RejuveMeMedical.com. Ask about the metabolization optimization, the new hot treatment on the streets. Rejuve me Medical.
If you want to schedule an appointment to ask those questions, go to the top right of the website, RejuveMeMedical.com, or you can pick up the phone, give them a call, tell them what you have going on so they're prepared for you when you come in. The number is 225-230-4201, 225-230-4201.
Thank you, Acadiana, for over 55 years of allowing Corval Toyota in Opelousas to take care of you and your automotive needs. Enjoy this holiday season with family and friends. From the Corval Toyota family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go?
Super weird, but we can take care of it.
Get in and get better at Patient Plus.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Thursday, December 15th. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge. Expect cloudy skies with a high of 61. Coming up on OTBOT, Chef Michael Johnson joins the show at 9:15 for Munchies, and we have a new edition of Big Deal or No Big Deal. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Chris Doran may have just spent 5 minutes talking about your butt, Jacob Hester.
He did. That's
on Sirius XM. But the only butt that should ever be talked about when it comes to football is Jeff Driscoll.
Mark Sanchez, butt fumble.
I don't know. Have you ever seen Jeff Driscoll's posterior? Danny, I just sent in the group. If you can bring up a picture, let me know when you have it, because I saw this the other day, and it kind of blew my mind. Jeff Driscoll is dummy thick. I see all the boys looking at their phone right now. Mario's giggling. Jay.
Is this real?
That I too thought it was Photoshop, but I don't think so. Further evidence, and by which I mean just looking at other pictures. Yeah. And it's kind of famous on the internet. It's a beautiful butt, objectively. You know what? And in fact, Jake, I think as far as morning shows goes, I would put our butts up against anyone.
Yeah.
Any other show here, any other show in the nation. If you're watching online on YouTube, there is Jeff Driscoll's booty. I mean, look at that thing. That thing is thangin'.
How did you get there, though? Just like CD, like I just got a bunch of messages that CD was talking about my rear end on Sirius XM for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
How did he get there, and how did you get there?
I got there because this has been going viral for some reason. I think it's because the Texans, this is how bad the Texans' current situation is. They have packages for Jeff Driscoll in right now.
That's true.
And so with Jeff Driscoll playing in the NFL, this picture started to make the rounds once again. I saw it yesterday or a couple days ago, thought for sure it had to be Photoshop, was shocked when I found that it was not. You start talking about your ass, and suddenly Jeff Driscoll pops into my head, and here we arrive at the current crossroads that we find ourselves. That's a tight end right there. Well, it's actually quarterback, but you get what I'm saying. All right now it's time for a little big deal or no big deal.
Big deal. Ain't no big deal.
Big deal.
No big deal.
Big deal.
No big deal. No big deal.
No big deal.
Big deal or no big deal. Jalen Hyatt announcing he's going to the NFL. The Blitnikoff winner from Tennessee announcing he's going to the NFL. And so with him, Hendon Hooker, Tillman, all now going to the league, leaving Tennessee. Is that a big deal or no big deal for a Heupel?
I think it's not a big deal. I think they're good players, but I think that the offense is what makes those players have the stats that they had. I think they can be successful in the NFL, but I think it's more of a system. I think you can plug and play. Now you got to get talent. You can't just have anybody off the street, but it is a system. It is receiver friendly, and so I don't think it's a big deal. I think Tennessee will find players to be able to replace those players, even though I do think those players are good players, are talented. You have to have talent. It's more of a system.
Yeah, I agree on all counts. Like, I don't know if you're going to hit the high water mark that you hit with Hooker, and maybe there's some valleys as you find your way back to another great quarterback, but I don't expect Tennessee to fall off a cliff. I think 9 wins is probably what they need to be successful, or for their fan base to be happy next year, 9-3 regular season, and I think they're capable. Everything Jake just talked about, schematic advantages, and look, I think this new era of college football suits them, Jake. Tennessee doesn't produce a ton of talent, natural talent within the state, but they are well-placed to go into other states, a la an Oklahoma, and they have cultish buy-in from the fans. They have a ton of money to pay their players. They're reinvigorated, and Neyland recruits itself. It's an incredible stadium. It's like, yeah, you want to play in front of 100,000 people who really care. You want to throw deep balls that are sexy as hell, and you want to make some money. Like Tennessee, and the recruiting reflects that. They have a very good class right now. So I'm a Heupel believer. I think you can keep it going. No big deal.
Mario, big deal or no big deal?
I have a sportsy one. I don't know if y'all have kept up with.
I was going to get you to answer T-Bob's.
What do you want? Big deal, no big deal?
Yeah, you don't get to go second. I go second.
My bad. No, that is a big deal.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you are losing Blitnikoff and the guy who led you to 11-2. I get it.
Straight.
All right, the UC Regents approve UCLA's Big Ten move. Dan didn't have. He's not even working on the show. But it does include conditions. And so that was a lot of conversation. Would the Regents say, yes, UCLA can go to the Big Ten because they're part of the school system, obviously. As part of the board's decision, UCLA will have to increase its expected investment in student-athlete resources and might have to provide money to the University of California at Berkeley in the range of $2 million to $10 million once a Pac-12 media deal is secured.
Yeah.
Big deal or no big deal?
So at first I was like, massive deal, because I thought it was going to be annual. It's not annual. So maybe it's once every few years. Maybe it's just a one-time payment sort of deal. UCLA is going to feel like it's a big deal because their finances are not great, and they're going to have to give away money that they don't feel like they can. But over time, I don't see it as being a big deal because they will make that money back and then some in the end. That's the whole reason why they're making this move.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a big deal because I was really not sure if they were going to push this across. There were some angry people out west, but now that they've done it and it's only like, hey, I mean,
You weren't sure of what, if UCLA was going to be able to go or if UCLA was going to have to pay Cal?
Both, kind of both. Like, it was going to be like a yearly amount of money that was going to add up. And remember, UCLA is in the red.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they don't have this money to spend.
They just can't. It's not like, teams in the SEC, like $2 million. Yeah, here, take it. So I think that they kind of got the best of both worlds for UCLA.
Yeah.
So this feels like a big win for them. So I think it's a big deal for them. And unfortunate deal for UC Berkeley.
You said unfortunate for UC Berkeley?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why? They're getting paid.
I thought they get paid yearly.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And to be clear, I said they're not. I mean, I guess it's not confirmed that they are, but we'll see where it ends up going. Mario, you got a big deal, no big deal?
Yes. First of all, that is a big deal just because you're talking a lot about a lot of money there.
Yep.
But my topic is going to be the trash talk between Micah Parsons and Jalen Hurts. Don't know if y'all been keeping up with this, but Micah Parsons basically said that all the MVP noise for Jalen Hurts may be a little overblown given how good the team around him is. Jalen Hurts kind of took the high road, said, we're worried about the Bears, who's their opponent this week. I just think it's very uncommon to see that kind of stuff in the NFL when you're not even playing that team that week. So I think it is kind of a big deal just because that game's going to be a big deal, and it kind of adds fuel to the fire. What do y'all think?
I always like when players are willing to sweeten the pot like that. He said it on Von Miller's podcast,
I believe
as well, which is a great, very new era sort of thing where because you're hanging out with a peer instead of a reporter, it naturally loosens you up and you talk a little more industry. You maybe talk a little more trash. So I love that. I think it's no big deal in the end, though. I mean, it's fun. It's fun. But it's no big deal. I mean, the teams were already very well motivated to want to beat one another in direct competition. They're arch rivals. They're both really good this year. I'd be careful if I was Parsons, though, because Jalen Hurts, yes, he'll take the high road. And like you said, he's not going to give another man power of him. He's not going to worry about what somebody else says. But you've now given a little extra motivation. And you've given that Eagles offensive line extra motivation and that Eagles team extra motivation. That's not a team that you want to mess with right now.
Micah Parsons, he likes to put it out there a little bit.
Yeah, which I appreciate.
This isn't the first time that he's had something that's gained headlines. He's a very confident player. He's a hell of a football player. It's Eagles-Cowboys. Those teams don't like each other already. From my experience, T, and you can speak on this too, like bulletin board material lasts for so long. Once the ball's kicked, I don't remember what you said.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm trying to do my job anyways.
Yeah, Micah Parsons is going to be going after him one way or another. Like,
he's going to be going against our guy.
My lot of talent at singing. One thing, I don't know if it's a big deal or no big deal. One thing I want to amend from yesterday, I really like the Purdue hiring Ryan Walters. The more I read about him, the DC from Illinois. I think that it's philosophically, I'm not saying that it's going to work because I'm a hiring nihilist. I think you never know if these things are going to work or not. But I like the philosophy behind it. This is one of the, I didn't fully appreciate maybe the reputation that Ryan Walters had in coaching circles. He is one of the fast rising stars of the business. And while my initial reaction was kind of like, huh? Who? After reading more about him, I actually really like this for Purdue. A school that's traditionally offensively minded. Yeah. I was surprised to read that this is the first time since 1982 they've hired a head coach. 1982, 40 years. First time in 40 years they've hired a head coach with a defensive background. Yep. And what I like is because they went young, I don't expect them to be bad on offense because the principle recognize real. I'm sure that Walters knows who the young offensive stars are in the game that he appreciates, maybe he's gone against, and I think he's going to hire good OC. So I really like Ryan Walters being hired at Purdue for whatever that's worth. Probably not a big deal because whatever, why would we care about Purdue? Well, it's not like he's going to be coaching this bowl game, but but
I mean, you do. I mean, I don't know if y'all talk outside. I mean, y'all talk all college football and snaps. We talk a lot of Big Ten on off campus because most of my co-hosts are Big Ten. But Purdue's going to be paying attention to what the Big Ten does. Are they going to stay in divisions?
Yeah.
Because that benefits them. It benefits Illinois. It benefits Nebraska. It benefits all those teams in the West. They go to one single conference, which is probably more likely than not, like a team like Purdue's not going to have the success. At least it feels like it. But I did like his quote. He's like, look, we're going to be explosive on offense and chaotic on defense.
Hell yeah.
So I like that, and we'll see if they're able to get that done. Who he hires as offense coordinator will be very, very important. But it's a top 5 defense at Illinois that he had.
Did I have a fever dream the other day, or is Bobby Petrino being rumored for the A&M OC job?
He was. He's actually been named now the UNLV offensive coordinator with Barry Odom.
Okay. That's fine.
Remember,
like, that's fine.
Missouri State almost beat Arkansas, so Barry Odom saw it firsthand and is like, hey, that gave us problems.
No, and like Petrino's a fine coach, but in terms of like hires that Jimbo could make that would just cause so much drama and make people angry, that would have been amazing.
That would have been one, yes. I was actually hoping they make it because I think that bodes well for the rest of the SEC.
You got a big deal, no big deal anymore? Are we done?
Danny,
Danny, what's your big deal, no big deal, dude?
Oh my God.
I have one if Danny doesn't.
Okay, what you got?
Wow. MILF Manners trending on Twitter. Big deal or no big deal?
Okay, yeah, no big deal. No big deal. But it is right. There's a show called MILF Manor, and you can already, it's a bunch of older women seeking younger men.
Yeah.
Danny, that sounds like your show.
Yeah, it does.
There's a big twist, too. I know what it is, not going to say it, but y'all should watch the show.
I'm not going to watch MILF Manor, bud.
It's actually not a bad tease, though. Like, I'm interested. What is the twist in MILF Manor?
But just go on Twitter and find out. It's funny.
Okay.
But for everybody else who does want to watch it, watch the show. When I was in college, I was a junior. I claimed to interview somebody for a project, but that person was fictional, and that person's name was Ryan Walters. Big deal or no big deal?
Big deal because you are constantly
oh my goodness
yelling and judging people about ethics and morality and journalism, and now you have just admitted to fabricating an interview and a source.
It was the only time I did that, okay? And I still showed the ability to take quotes, integrate them into the story that I had to write.
But, okay, so you're still then justifying it.
Yeah, yeah.
Rules for thee, but not for me, right?
No.
You sit here in judgment of anybody else and their missteps, but you justify your own. Massive deal. We are now exposing you for the Illuminati hypocrite that you are.
Desperate times, man.
Yeah. Look, I'm not judging you, but I don't judge those others either. That's my point.
Shout out to Ryan Walters.
All right, it's big deal or no big deal. Coming up next, Munchies, Chef Michael Johnson. Keep it locked.
OTB, OT. Our listeners fire up their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
We get it done with strength, commitment, dedication, grit.
We get it done with passion for our fans
and love for our community. We are
the Tigers.
Get it done.
Let the values of the purple and gold be in your starting lineup this season. And as always, get it done.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar.
for a special NFL triple header this Saturday. The Vikings host the Colts at noon, then the Browns host the Ravens at 3:30, followed by the Bills and the Dolphins at 7:15 p.m. Then on Sunday, the Jets host the Lions at noon, all on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Are you turned down? All right, welcome back to OTB. Then you turn down. When I come in, then you turn down. You don't turn down preemptively before I start speaking. Welcome back to OTB. Time for some Munchies with our guy, Chef Michael Johnson. Chef, what up, dude?
What's up, guys? How are y'all?
Doing well. You feeling better, man?
Absolutely, man. It
was rough.
It was a hellish week.
Hey, you weren't feeling well last time I saw you on the sideline.
Yeah,
so I mean, you went through it for like 10 days.
Yeah, at least it was on me for a little while. I had to get on some antivirals for a little bit there because it got pretty bad for a bit.
Yeah, it's 'tis the season.
Yeah.
Chef. Now, Survive says this is big deal or no big deal, but I'll just ask you, #Munchies, what are your thoughts on the center biscuit in a batch of fresh homemade biscuits?
Oof. I mean, that's like the one, right? Like all the other biscuits around them are like if they're to the edge, kind of crispy, and that one in the center is just soft and gooey, man.
God, my mouth is watering just thinking about it.
Chef, you are going to the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. How do you feel about Cheez-Its? Could you eat a box of Cheez-Its sitting in one sitting? And what's your favorite Cheez-It? There's a lot of flavors out there.
Oh, really? I've only eaten the normal, or like the original flavored cheese.
White
but
cheddar,
I'm big on them.
there's cheddar blast.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I like white cheddar. Put a little black pepper on there. They got black pepper.
Probably.
Wow, even fancying up your Cheez-Its.
I mean, why not?
Absolutely.
Hey, rednecks can have fun too. I love Cheez-Its.
There's
puffs. There's snack mix, grips. Oh, look, there's little grips. They're like little bitty Cheez-It balls.
What? I'm so confused.
Oh, these are fantastic.
That does, like a cheese ball with cheese that's all crunched over the outside. That sounds pretty good.
No. Cheese balls are good. Like a giant tub of cheese balls is one of the most delicious snacks
I
in
will
the world.
smash a box of Cheez-Its right now.
Yeah, I would too, but that's not saying much for me. #Munchies, have you ever participated in a cooking contest?
I have a couple of times. I'm not really the competitive chef. I kind of find my glory in the customer themselves, and getting the feedback. That's kind of my reward. I never really was the one that was competitive, but I have a couple of times just for because somebody asked me to and be a part of it. Yeah.
How'd it go?
So the last time I did, I was in New Orleans, and it was a seafood deal where we were exhibiting Louisiana seafood and supporting the seafood board, and I think the kid from I say kid, he's probably mid-30s, but from Brennan's won, and the first place was really the only one that mattered. So
Fix was in. Fix was
I
in.
lost.
Absolutely, Fix was in. Chef, you kidding me? Brennan's in New Orleans. You were done before the contest ever began. #Munchies. Why is it called mincemeat if it's made with fruit?
That's a good question. I actually have no idea. That's the strangest damn thing I've ever seen in my life. I actually was talking with one of my chefs the other day. We were doing a Taste of Home International, and he kept saying mincemeat, and mincemeat in the kitchen also is like not a pureed meat, but a meat that's chopped up well and fine that you make stuffings or something out of. and we were not on the same page. And we had the most interesting conversation there for a little while. And I was like, we're not talking about the same thing, are we? And suddenly it clicked that he was talking about this fruity dish that and it's like allspice and all kinds of I don't get it. And more power to you if you love it. That's great.
What'd y'all cook?
Just not mine.
What'd y'all cook for the international Taste of Home?
So we celebrated quite a few countries actually. It was International Month or something of that nature, and so we did like some bits of Mexico. We did a dish for Ali Gay that was jollof rice. Some Caribbean dishes for some of the track kids. So we had all kinds of dishes from all over the place. It was fun.
Hell yeah, man!
That sounds actually really, really good. Chef, do you have like so Christmas time for me, like it's like someone always comes up with something that you just sit there and you could eat like a whole tray of. Like it's some Christmas themed pretzels or Christmas crack. I think is one of those popular ones. Do you have any of those that's your favorite?
I don't make them, but like if I go to, like when my grandma was still alive, she made some pretty good. They call it like dog chow or something like that, and I can sit and eat. It's like Chex Mix covered in chocolate and powdered sugar, and it's just not good. On everything. It's exactly. It's not good for you, but man, you can just sit there and mow down on it.
Yeah, the problem with that dog chow, Chef, I mean, it goes down by the handful. Like
That's
so easily.
Yeah.
You just scoop like a big old cat digging out a trench. Just scoop that hand in there straight to the mouth. Hashtag Munchies. If you were competing to be Santa Claus's next chef, what would you cook for him?
Well, I mean, Santa Claus is a pretty big guy. You got to keep him. Got to keep him warm, right? So that's going to be something pork and fatty. What I mean? Gonna have something pork and fatty on there. Or I don't know. Like. Everybody likes hams, and I know you guys are Jake's about ham, but I like a big rib roast, like a prime rib roast that's massive. When after we beat Alabama, I got this big cut of beef from our beef guys over at Coastal Plains, and literally like one side of it had the brisket on it, the other side had the rib on it, and we cooked that thing for a good long while. That was pretty good. I want to be something that will impress Santa Claus.
Surely a little pork belly, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, that can just be a starter.
Hey, do you have any, like, because Christmas isn't Thanksgiving. I know everyone kind of has their own traditions. Like, some do ham, some do turkey. Like, for us, our family, my wife always makes a rump roast. Like, whatever, the sides kind of change maybe, but a rump roast is always going to be the main course on Christmas Day. What's your go-to Christmas Day? Do you have a go-to, or do you change it up every year?
I don't cook too often on Christmas. We usually are traveling, and so my aunt makes a prime rib roast, which I think that's where the idea comes from. Like my aunt is an exceptional cook, and I love going up there and being spoiled by her. Like she takes pride in showing me up and being like, you can't do it this way, son.
I've got years on you, boy.
That's it. It's years of experience of attention, man. It's something beautiful.
Hey, our guy, Dom Palmentier in the chat says, Chef Mike, what's up? It's Dom from Southside Produce. What's the deal with holiday fruitcakes? Why do people like them? They seem so disgusting.
People like them?
They buy them. I don't know if they like them, though.
I think I always thought that fruitcakes is one of those things that you bought and gave to somebody you didn't like.
That's what I thought. Like a white elephant kind of gift.
But it is funny, then, though. How is there a market for them?
I don't know.
There has to be
I've never
some
seen someone
like
eat them.
Yeah, I haven't.
Well, if you dislike people, that's kind of the food equivalent of saying bless your heart, right?
Yes, I think you're exactly right. Hey, Chef, I was thinking about you the other day because I'm the only person I know that likes raisins. I love raisins. I will buy a box of raisins. Okay, a lot of people. You're the second person. I love Raisinets. I love Raisin Bran. I love anything that has raisins in it, and I'm in the minority. So how do you feel about raisins? And if you do enjoy raisins, what's the most unique thing you've ever done with raisins?
Oh. Yeah, I do like raisins, and in particular I like golden raisins, and I'll make a roast, like a pot roast with raisins in it. And rabbit actually holds that flavor really well. Like I like to put it in with the broth, and it kind of sweetens it up and put some spice in there as well. And the raisins plump up, and when you eat them, it's almost like eating a cherry tomato or something. Like there's a liquid inside of it, and so I like to put raisins in a roast. It's kind of a natural sweetener for it.
So like a little sweet and savory, like gusher, basically. Like
Absolutely.
it's got roast juice in there. Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I like to buy
raisins and olives.
Oh,
for sure.
man,
It's kind of sweet and salty. Yeah.
Hashtag Munchies, best way to prepare Brussels sprouts as a Christmas side dish.
I like to steam them for a few minutes and kind of soften them up and then roast the heck out of them. Put the oven on 400 degrees and olive oil, soak them in olive oil and get them so that they're crispy and brown on the outside, so they're kind of toasty. Yeah, that's my favorite way.
Hashtag Munchies, best place in the area to buy duck.
Duck?
Yep.
I shoot duck, so I'm not really sure I'm not really sure where to buy duck. There's a brand called Jergowitz or something of that nature. That's a really good breed or brand of duck meat if you can find it. We buy it out of New Orleans, but it's an all natural product that like the breasts are really nice and plump and large. The fat it kind of wraps around the meat versus being trimmed up too much, so you can have a little excess to render out. And I think they actually sell duck fat by the tub, which is just a fantastic thing. Like, I have some in my freezer right now. You got to have some duck fat in the freezer.
I need to get
Hey, if you're going venison, duck, or bison, like which one of those are you choosing? Because I really enjoy all three.
I do too, and it kind of depends on the cut a little bit. Like I love duck breast, but I like summer sausage, like a venison grind.
Love it.
Yeah. Bison. I've eaten bison. It's just like beef to me. Like it's close enough to beef to me that it doesn't stand as like.
It's like a
different.
faint. Yeah, it's like a very faint difference. You can taste it, but it's not. A huge difference. Like venison, like you're eating deer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hashtag Munchies, best homemade buttermilk biscuits recipe, and which gravy with your biscuits, brown or white?
Brown gravy. Well, I guess it just depends. Actually, I like to make like a crawfish cream for my biscuits every now and again, or like a tasso cream or something like that. But you guys know I'm not a baker. I pull biscuits out of the tube just like everybody else does. I don't hand scratch biscuits. It's a process that takes so much time and patience. Yeah.
It feels like that's something that you have to have years in the game before you're going to make it acceptable from scratch biscuit.
Yeah, Katie's great grandmother used to roll out her noodles for spaghetti and everything. Yeah. And it's it was a long process, and it was okay. You never have the heart to tell them the box kind of tastes the same.
I will say this. It's not an advertisement, but Simple Joe's on the weekend, they serve biscuits and gravy, and I love biscuits and white sausage gravy, and with an over easy egg on top. It is the best biscuit gravy I've ever had in my life. I get it every single weekend. I've got it every single weekend for months now. It's the most consistent meal that I eat.
I like a Benedict over a biscuit instead of an English muffin. I don't know. I'm not an English muffin fan at all, but I do love biscuits. And if you put a poached egg and some hollandaise over it, and a little Tabasco or something, a little spice on it, cut through the fat. Yeah.
All right, let's see one more here, Chef, before we let you go. Let me see what I think is the best one.
Hey, Chef, I want to ask you one, but while T-Bob's looking real quick. How big of a challenge is it for you during bowl season, having to make sure that everything's ready to go in Orlando because you're extended? It's not like a normal Friday trip. You have a couple of meals there. You're going to be in Orlando for a long time. You want to make sure that everybody's eating what they're supposed to be eating. You still have to worry about the nutrition. So how big of a challenge is the bowl? I remember we spent some time together last year in Houston, but Houston's right there. It's not that far away, and Houston. What's the challenges going to Orlando and trying to feed the team for a week?
It's been a little bit different each time. In 2019, we were in New Orleans, and so we didn't worry about the food at all. New Orleans, it's like being at home.
Right.
Your brother's cooking dinner for you. And when you go to the bowls are usually in bigger cities, which have professional operations. So it's the atmosphere is not as intense, I don't think. You go to the smaller universities and you go to the smaller hotels, and you really don't know what you're going to get. And I literally washed dishes this year one time at one of the places that we went to, and was putting out chafing dishes and stuff. And I was doing their work for them. So when you go to Orlando, you look forward to, working with those professional chefs and watching what they do. When we were in Atlanta, the chef that was at the hotel there sous vide the steak and then reverse seared them. And, when you touch with a professional chef like that, man, you just have appreciation for it. And the guys notice it. Like it goes noticed. Everybody takes notice of it. So.
Okay. Speaking of Orlando chefs, I'm gonna ask a question for me to end up here. We have a couple people asking, talking about how they just went to Disney, and I know that like Disney's got a food culture that people love. In the chef world, what kind of job is it to get one of those chef jobs at Disney? Like, is that a big deal?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Actually, my buddy Chef Lenny, who's the chef at the Superdome, came from Disney World, and it's not just about the food, right? It's like it's the culture and the training. Like Disney has one of the most impactful training programs that there is, so that when you're experiencing the food, you're also experiencing the people. And it's like going into a fancy restaurant and having great service. The food is part of it, but it's not all of it, right? So you have to have a personality when you work there, man, and they build that. And when you leave there, like you can take that and market it anywhere.
Yeah, so it's like great on the resume. Like if you made it there, you're good to go wherever you want to go. Oh, that's cool, man.
It opens doors, brother. You can open up any door you want to with that name on your resume.
Makes sense.
Chef Michael Johnson, we keep him so long every single week. He gives us his time. He's the absolute best. He's the executive chef for LSU Athletics. We love him. Chef Johnson, thank you so much, man.
Take care, guys.
Take care, buddy. And we'll talk to you next week for a little Christmas edition of Munchies. Very excited about that. When we get back.
Yeah, I'm so glad we moved that segment. We used to do it at 7:30, and it made the rest of the show miserable because I was starving.
Yeah, I know. But now
9:15 is the spot.
Now I'm really hungry as well.
Yeah, but we only got 30 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I got to wait till noon. I'm trying to get back on my.
Oh, that's on you, Ricky Bobby. I'm not waiting till noon.
When we get back,
I'm just going to run more.
OTB, OT.
Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge is right there.
.com?
No. See, right there off Airline Highway. They'll never mislead you in the same way that I just misled Jake, because the bottom line is they just want to take care of you and your family, get the vehicle that's going to match you and your family's needs, be it a Tundra, minivan, Sequoia, 4Runner, Camry, RAV4. They got it all. Okay, new, used, renting, anything. Toyotathon's going on right now. You go to the website, check out some of the great deals. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
Go to the website that T-Bob gave you a time or two, and you will find everything that you need to find, including the rentals. Right there, you can see it if you're watching on YouTube. Rent a Toyota. Click on that banner, and you're going to see all they have available. Per-day rental prices, even if you need it for 6 hours, 6-hour minimum, you got it for 6 hours. Check it out all online on that website, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com. allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Every business is different, but B1 Bank knows that every business owner has similar needs. From streamlining accounts receivables to maintaining access to working capital, a trusted bank is your best asset for staying on top of day-to-day finances and planning for future business growth. At B1 Bank, I know I have access to commercial banking experts who care about the needs of my business and can guide me to accomplish my goals. B1 Bank knows that managing your business isn't simple, but they can help you make it uncomplicated.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor DUI, or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
Gulf Coast.
It's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Mike Triplett stops by. Paul Nolan and Pels Jazz are back at it in Utah. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What do y'all think? We're having a conversation here in the studio, which, by the way, this is the... Now, I don't care what version you like. There's plenty of versions out there. This is a great one. Michael Bublé's great. But this is my favorite Christmas song. Always has been.
This version's really good.
It's really good. I mean, anything Bublé does, he's a crooner in the truest sense of the word. He's got a describe his voice as luscious.
One of the
voluminous,
best concerts I've been 4
mellifluous.
times. Best concerts. Puts on a show.
Yeah, I went one time, and he was just cracking jokes the entire time about how, like, I bet your girlfriend dragged you here. Like a bunch of
actually drug my wife there.
Yeah. Yeah, he was
like
excellent.
old school.
It was kind of interesting. I think it's when his wife was going through like cancer or something. I think she ended up making it.
Their child.
Oh, their child.
So I think he was engaged to Emily Blunt, the actress.
I thought she was Brazilian, his wife.
And well, that's what I'm saying. Then they split up.
Oh, okay.
And then he married a Brazilian model, I believe.
Hey, crooner, take
and
it far.
I think their child had. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but I'm pretty sure that everything worked out.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
I hope so. Shout out Michael Bublé. We're Michael Bublé fans here. Are you a Josh Groban fan?
No.
What? No. I know he's not a crooner, but he's got a great voice.
Great voice, not a fan.
Okay.
I don't hate him by any means. He's a little too
I like Josh
musical
Groban's cheesiness.
theater.
I like his operatic, cheesy kind of vibe and voice. But I would take Bublé over him.
Yeah, I'm taking Bublé over a lot of people, but
but the point of that is when one is roasting.
Such a bad song. Sounds great. You raise me up.
So I can stand on mount. When you roast chestnuts, though, chat, maybe you know, do you roast them over an open flame? Or, look, and I know you obviously have an open flame, but am I putting them in a skillet over an open fire, or am I roasting them directly? I would think you would actually roast directly, right? Because to get a chestnut, are you breaking it open a la walnut? Like, am I roasting the shell and then I break it open and I get the nut inside? Or am I roasting the nut directly on the skillet? And Danny, I know you're no stranger to nut in your mouth. What do you think? Like, is this one of the? Do we know? Do chestnuts have an exterior shell, Danny? Do you have any idea? As the foremost expert in the room, you're not even going to pull your mic over.
He's still
busted, Danny. Pathetic.
What
do you think?
I don't have experience with chestnuts in
You don't?
mouth. No.
Oh, excuse me. That guy must have been talking about something else when he told me that then. Never mind. I wonder, though. Open flame on the skillet. Let us know if you know. I think today's a big day recruiting for LSU. I know Javian Toviano is going to commit today. Again, I'm not going to go too hard on this because we don't know recruiting here on the show. Don't pretend to know recruiting. I do know that LSU has one scholarship cornerback, or will have one scholarship cornerback remaining now that I believe Demarius McGee is leaving.
Mm-hmm.
So Toviano, as the sixth cornerback in the country to watch, committing today, definitely something LSU fans should be locked in.
Yeah, and you still have the possibility because everybody has as many years, I think, of eligibility as they want now. You still can get some players back. Certainly they'll hit the portal and they'll get some good players, and including potential 5-stars. So it's definitely something to pay attention to. I did want to put this out there, and a lot of people already know this. It's been out for 20 minutes. Purdue quarterback Aiden O'Connell is expected to skip the Citrus Bowl against LSU and declare for the NFL draft.
Let's go. Love to see it.
Yeah, it's big. That's a big one.
Excuse me.
That's a big one. He's a good player. I know a lot of LSU fans don't do a deep dive unless you're Gordy Rush into Purdue, but he's a really good player. Somebody that you watch on tape. He can make all the throws. He'll be an NFL backup for a long time. He's got real arm talent, so that's a big win for LSU in this bowl game.
Our spread went up to LSU -14. Last time I saw it, it was -10.5.
Oh, wow.
It was 9.5 yesterday and all the way up to 14.5.
Damn, hope you hopped on it early. Bobby Hotep says you can roast over an open flame, usually in a metal basket, while constantly shaking. There you go, Mario. That's how you avoid the burning. But pans also work, but you'll need a cover or they will pop and put an eye out. Okay. Interesting. Never really knew any of this. Learn something new every single day. You hear that, Danny? So now you know. When we get back, let's close out a little Ask the Bench here on OTB.
OTB, OT.
Go to GEAUXroof.com. That's GEAUXroof.com. 927-8300. 927-8300 is the number. GEAUXroof.com is the site. At Go Roof, you already know what you get. You get a beautiful new roof every shingle time. You see it right there on the website. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button. Hit the like button for Go Roof because you should like Go Roof because they give you a free professional estimate. They're local, obviously. That's why they spell it GEAUX. And once you get that free professional estimate, you know exactly where your roof stands, so you make a fully informed decision about what needs to be done next. And you want to talk about standing by the quality of the work, of course. Everybody's licensed, bonded, and insured. But again, if you want to talk about standing by the quality of the work, they give you a 2-year workmanship guarantee on top of the manufacturer warranty. They go out of their way to do that, okay? And that's just because they want you to have peace of mind. When you commit to them, they commit to you. GEAUXroof.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Winter can be magical. The Mercedes-Benz Winter Event is here, and there's no better time to check out our new Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge inventory. We have the vehicles that can make your holiday extraordinary. See all the latest technological features on the newest models during our Mercedes-Benz Winter Event. Shop our best of the best award-winning dealership. Visit mbobr.com.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion,
by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more.
Join me, Jimmy Otten, the handyman, for the Thursday edition of Game Time. We're live at Jolie Pearl. Oh, man, have you seen it? The elves have landed. Oh, it's like Christmas at Jolie Pearl. Ho, ho, Annie. On 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Hey, remember, if you're feeling a little under the weather, Page Plus Urgent Care, there for you this Christmas. PagePlusUC.com. As you prepare for a new year, if you have a business and you're like, man, you know what? I don't think I'm getting my occupational medicine needs met to the level that they need to be. Go check out PatientPlusUC.com, where they can offer you the Mid-City location specifically, which they operate out of, and they are truly fantastic. They're littered throughout Baton Rouge. The bottom line, you want to get in, you want to get better for life's unexpected moments during this season, you want Patient Plus Urgent Care. Now, let's do a little Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Curzon, Visit Our Tilton, Blue Moon, Lot Sky, Citrus Wheat. What in the world is going on with Ott's promo?
That's Otter.
He's the best.
Ask the Bench, any notable trade targets for our Pels? That would definitely defer to Mario.
Some people, I honestly don't want to change the team at all, but the people that do have brought up like rim protectors, Mo Bamba. I know Shaman Dua, our guy's really high on him. Some people have brought up Bol. I doubt the Magic give him up, but someone of the Jackson Hayes mold, but better, I guess.
Why? I don't want to. I don't want to rock the boat really right now.
I forgot Mo Bamba played in the NBA.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I remember the song more than him.
Yeah, me too.
Is the song based on him?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Ask the Bench. Would you rather accidentally break into Kevin McAllister's house or Mario's house?
Kevin McAllister.
Yes.
You're going to end up with scratches and bruises, not severed.
I was going to say, McAllister's house, you live in a cartoon universe where you can fall like off a building and just be like, ugh. Mario, you live in the Saw universe.
Yeah.
Where you're going to wake up and you're going to have a key embedded in your stomach and you're going to have to tear it open to get the bomb off your neck.
Yeah, why can't I can see Mario riding a tricycle in the hallway. Like with that smile that he has.
Dark joke, but y'all seen the Family Guy sketch where they kind of defeat the entire logic of that and the bad guys win?
No.
Yes. The story of Home Alone. They come in the house, all the traps don't work, and the burglars just take whatever they want.
Do they kill the kid?
Yes. I thought you could infer that, but yes, they shoot.
Marv.
Ask the Bench. Jacob Hester, did you finish the peanut butter fudge story? Jefferson, Texas, Christmas Main Street place. What are you talking about?
I don't remember where I was, but if you're looking for fantastic fudge, Jefferson, Texas, right? I think is it before Marshall or after Marshall? Either way, it's right there in that area, about 30 minutes from the Louisiana border. Fantastic fudge. They have a fudge shop, and Katie has antiques, and Katie always, she redid furniture for a long time, decorated. And so we'd always go look for, she calls them treasures, and I would find treasure in the fudge shop.
Ooh, sounds so good, dude. I would love some peanut butter fudge right now. As I asked the bench, would you want snow for Christmas? Does Danny want to live in MILF Manor? Of course I want snow for Christmas, dude. Get out of here. Who doesn't want snow for Christmas? You crazy? That'd be incredible.
Golly, the Snow Bowl, the Independence Bowl between Mississippi State and Texas A&M. I was like around the holiday season back in the Port City.
That's sick.
It was a great holiday season. Like real snow, too. Not like, like a little snowflake here or there.
Ask the bench. What's your favorite type of cupcake? It's like a classic like vanilla cake or whatever. I don't know.
Shocker. Salted caramel's always a go-to.
Oh, wow. Fancy boy.
They have a banana pudding.
Ooh.
That's really good. At this place called Buttercups in Shreveport. Getting a free advertisement all day today.
Yeah.
Go to Buttercups in Shreveport. It's really good.
Just because we just want our audience to get the best. Okay? So that's why we lead you to the best. And y'all are the best, and we love you. Hit like, hit subscribe, share with your friends. We'll see you tomorrow for some Friday OTB, man.
OTB, OT.
Go to Accutemp of Baton Rouge, AccutempBR.com. I told you it was going to change, and, well, it done, gone and changed. As it's so cold outside, probably got to kick that heater on. If anything goes wrong, you're going to just preemptively make sure your system's good to go. You want Accutemp. Though, look, maybe you want to upgrade your system. You want a new thermostat. You want some of this new tech that's coming about in the past 5 years. Well, Accutemp has the latest and the greatest, but the best part is the service to the highest degree, because nobody does customer service like Accutemp. Go look at the online reviews. Accutemp of Baton Rouge, AccutempBR.com.
Yeah, once you go to the website, you can pull up the chat and you can have a conversation with them right now. Maybe you're at work, maybe you can't pick up the phone. You can schedule or reschedule anything that you need. You can also set up a callback. So whatever your needs are can be met right there online, but also 225-725-7882 is the number if you want to call and schedule that or become part of the Star membership like TNIR, AccutempBR.com, AccutempBR.com.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.